This is the WEOL Gridiron Clash, streaming live on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Tonight, the Midview Middies take on the Rocky River Pirates in a playoff matchup. It's brought to you by Nick Abraham Elyria Ford at the corner of Route 57 and East Broad Street. Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company. Cobos Insurance Center, your Ohio Mutual Insurance Group agent. Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. And by Stewart's TV and Appliance, 468 Cleveland Street in Elyria.
And happy Halloween to all of our wonderful listeners here on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel, also streaming live over at WEOL.com. How we doing, folks? Rocco Nuosci, Craig Couch here with you on this chilly end of October evening. Again, it is Halloween, but it's also playoff football time here in Northeast Ohio, Craig, as tonight we sit here in lovely Rocky River. The Pirates, the 5 seed in Division 3 Region 10, welcome in the Middies of Midview for Round 1 OHSAA football playoff action. Again, a big thanks to our sponsors, Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, Eco Tree Services, Cobos Insurance Center, Lorain County Community College, and Stewart's TV and Appliance. Well, Craig, we've been saying it the last couple of Fridays now. This is real deal football weather. We're outside the press box here at Rocky River. We're bundled up. We're ready to go, and I think we're looking forward to what we hope is going to be a really exciting football game between two teams that, you know, we were talking about it off air a little bit beforehand, Craig. They may be a little more evenly matched than meets the eye initially.
So, River is 8-2 on the season. That's a good record. Midview's 5-5 on the season. Not bad. Here's the thing, though. As I went up and down the schedule of each team, I'm struggling to find really high-quality wins. Now, you might say, well, there's got to be some high-quality wins on River's schedule. They're 8-2. I don't know. Their conference is not very good, and they picked up a lot of wins in their conference, rightfully so. I think that probably the best game River played all year, and Michael Keefe, who I talked to about this, he's an alum, and he's also a broadcast partner here on WEOL, handles the Medina County matchup and has for years. I called him up and I said, Michael, tell me about the team. And he said, you know what? The best game that they probably played all year long was in a loss to Buckeye. And Buckeye is 10-0 and a tremendous football team.
Cleveland West champs, yeah.
And so I struggled to find another quality win on their schedule. Now, they did beat Bay, and you might say Bay's a quality win because Bay is 6-4, but here's the problem. Bay plays in the same crummy conference that everybody else does, you know, and so I don't know if that's a quality win. Midview, on the other hand, trying to find a quality win on their schedule. Again, kind of tough to find a quality win, except for maybe the last game of the season, they were able to knock off Amherst. Now, Amherst 6-4, no, check that, 4-6. So yes. You might say 4-6. You're going to call that a quality win. Amherst is a better team than 4-6
for sure,
and they have a lot of talent. And I thought that was a win that they had to go out and earn, and they got it. That's probably their quality win. That game that they should have won, and probably the best game Midview played all year, ironically, was also in a loss, and that was a loss to the 9-1 North Ridgeville Rangers, a game in which I think you and I would both agree Midview should have won that game, and Ridgeville was lucky to sneak away with a W.
Yeah, outside of a 4th and 20 that gets converted late stages of that fourth quarter, Craig, that's a Midview winner, right? And they're sitting here 6-4, maybe with a better seed, and, you know, who knows how the cards kind of play out for either side after that. But you're right. I mean, it is interesting when you look at the schedules. You figure, you know, 13 wins between the two sides. There's got to be some real hearty quality wins in there somewhere, and I think you're right. Not that all of their wins are bad, per se. I think there are some decent wins in there for both teams, but I think this will be, you know, two of the bigger tests for either side this season. Maybe not as much for Midview, given the fact that you go up against the Avons and the Olmsted Fallses and the North Ridgevilles of the world, right? And so for Rocky River, I think maybe it's a tougher challenge for them in the sense that you go from the Cleveland West Conference, which, you know, not to knock all those schools, but I think the SWC on the whole, probably presents a better, more consistent brand of football. But that'll just be interesting. That'll be interesting to kind of see how Rocky River adjusts tonight. Quick tidbit here on Midview, 14th playoff appearance. They're 4-13 overall in their postseason career, Craig, with the winner here traveling to Revere next Friday. So lots on the line here tonight in Division III, Region 10. Tell you what, why don't we step aside, take a quick timeout. When we return, we'll begin our conversations with the head coaches. We will start first with the visiting Middies head man. That's Jack Armstrong, head coach for Midview. He joins us after this sponsor. Thank you. Right here, it's Rocco Nuosci, Craig Couch with you on a Friday night on Halloween. High school football playoff action in Rocky River. Pirates taking on Midview. We're back with Coach Armstrong right after this message.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down, or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
High school football in Lorain County is all about tradition, pride, and community, and that's what Stewart's Appliance is built on. For generations, Stewart's has been the family-owned appliance store you can count on for quality products and personal service. From refrigerators to washers, ovens to dishwashers, Stewart's has what you need to keep your home running. Proud to support Lorain County and proud to support high school sports. Stewart's Appliance, where community comes first. Back here on the pregame show for our WEOL.com and Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel, Game of the Week, as the Midview Middies head on over to Western Cuyahoga County to take on the Pirates of Rocky River in this first round high school football playoff matchup. And let's talk some Middy football with their head coach, Jack Armstrong. Coach, as always, we appreciate the time here on the pregame show. And boy, what a last couple of weeks for you guys, right? I mean, right there in the thick of the tail end of the playoff conversation. It takes overtime to beat Amherst in the regular season finale, but you get it done. And we talked about this a little bit on the wrap-up show, following that win. But I guess just kind of take me through this week, if you could, Coach Armstrong, just the excitement, the anticipation, the hype. I'm sure you guys got the, playoff T-shirts made and all of that good stuff. Just kind of walk me through how this week's been over there at Midview with the buzz of the postseason getting fired back up.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that these boys are just grateful to have another week to play with one another, and the coaching staff's grateful to have another week to coach these kids, because it's a great group of kids. And going through the SWC, you go through your ups and downs, and that last game was a great game, and we're definitely riding a lot of confidence right now, a lot of energy. This is the third year that we've made the playoffs since I've been head coach, and I think that it's always been an emphasis to have better playoff practice weeks, and this is the best one so far. So I'm excited for tonight, and I hope for a good result.
Coach, what is the value in your mind of getting at least one extra week, right? Obviously, in your guys' case, you're hoping to make that multiple weeks as you start the postseason. But what is that value of getting at least, like you said, one more extra week of practice? You guys clearly make an effort to make that your best practice, right? Or best week of practice, I should say. What is the value of getting at least one more week here, end of October?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, like, as staff and the kids, they expect to get better every single week. So it just gives us another week to get better, and we look forward to it because these kids are hungry, and everything in life, everything goes in a progression, and I don't see why come tonight we don't show that we're the better football team. So I'm excited for the boys.
Let's talk about kind of this playoff feel and getting ready for a playoff game, because it feels like for you guys, you probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys probably treated last week like a playoff matchup, right? It really kind of felt like a win and get in situation for both you guys and Amherst, honestly. You guys end up taking the win, but did last week kind of feel like a playoff game at all? And if so, does that kind of help you guys adjust to getting into that postseason mentality?
For sure. I got a senior-led team, and I think that last week was just a stepping stone to what we can do this week. And they kind of understood that we had such a good practice and we had good energy last week, and they carry it right over. And tonight, I think that we're going to have a great game too. So it's good. You mentioned it already, that SWC schedule. I mean, we talked about it, right, Coach? I mean, it's a gauntlet just each and every week, and there's ups and there's downs that come with that. It doesn't really feel like there's too many conferences like that really prepare you for postseason football quite like the SWC does. I got to imagine that feels like a big advantage for you guys internally, just knowing that you've taken on,
Avon Lake, Olmsted Falls, North Ridge. I mean, all these, great programs. You guys obviously included in that, but that all goes a long way, I think, in my mind, to getting you guys set for postseason play.
Yeah, all season we talked about all we do is got to sneak into the playoffs, and we quite literally snuck into the playoffs. So the boys are excited. They're hungry to kind of go against other teams besides the teams in our conference, and they're definitely battle tested, and they know that Rocky River is a good football team, and we're well matched against them, and we just got to go out there and execute now.
Something we talked about briefly Saturday, Coach, when we had you on the wrap-up show, when, this wasn't quite official, I don't think yet, the matchup with Rocky River, but we kind of had a good inclination that this would be it. It's not that far of a drive. I mean, you see so many times in the postseason, even in these first-round matchups, teams are having to go a long way to travel for their playoff game. And it's not necessarily the case for you guys, just a short trip over across county borders to Western Cuyahoga County. So I got to imagine maybe that's a positive for you guys, if not just for, you and your staff and your players, but for a fan standpoint, right? I would imagine that the Middies are going to be traveling in strong numbers here this evening.
Oh, absolutely. Midview's a great place, great community. And with it being a close opponent, I expect that place hopping, even if it is Halloween. And I think tonight it's going to look just that way.
We briefly touched on this before we went on air here, Coach, but there's some extra layers to this. You were over there at Rocky River on Coach Wells' staff for a little while. Coach Milner on your staff was over there for an extended period of time as well. So not to say there's vengeance or anything like that on the line. I think it's always just kind of it's cool in my mind, the extra layers, right? When you got coaches that have coached with one another. You've mentioned it. You guys have played against one another, right? And guys on each other's staff. So I think it's kind of cool in my mind when you have some extra layers like that in a game like this.
Yeah, luckily my experience and Coach Milner's experience were nothing but good there. And even when it's a good relationships with the team that you're going against, it does bring a little bit of extra juice. And most football coaches are competitive individuals, so it is something that is special, and I look forward to tonight. And it is going to be different for some Coach Milner because he's been there forever, but the boys it's a brotherhood here. Coach Milner brought in the theme of dominate the first half, demoralize the second, and I'm sure he'll be yelling that here shortly when the whistle starts blowing.
I like that. So let's talk about this matchup with Rocky River, Coach. I mean, I got their stats. I've seen what they like to do offensively. Obviously, Syracuse wide receiver commit Tristan Hughes gets a lot of their conversation. They got two other pretty darn good receivers as well. Their quarterback, Ryan Taylor, a good dual threat playmaker. What have you kind of made of their offense as you've looked at them on film this week?
Yeah, I think that they're very well coached, and they're electric with the football in their hands, and they do have a lot of big plays. So it's definitely going to be a main goal of ours to keep everything in front of us and make them dink and dunk us. So if we do that, I feel like it's a good game plan to kind of contain this quarterback, and all their skilled guys are talented. So we definitely have our hands full tonight.
That's the obvious one, Coach. I think as, again, you look at the stats and the numbers and you look at how they like to play. They like to move offensively, right? So I think you kind of hit the nail on the head right there. But we can close with this, Coach. Outside of that, even, what are going to be a couple of keys to victory for your Middies here on the road in this first round playoff matchup?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is we got to get Marcus going, and we got to get Marcus the ball multiple ways. And we have to be the most physical football team. They're very athletic. But we feel like we are a good matchup for them. So we're going to run the dang ball and take what's open when we need to pass it. And on defense, we just need to swarm to the football. And if we do that, I think we're going to be successful.
Very good. Well, Coach, really all season long, we have appreciated your time here on the pregame shows. We've appreciated your time on the wrap-up show. Here's hoping to at least, one more conversation with you tomorrow morning. But really, thank you again, Coach, not only for tonight, but all season long. We've appreciated your time here on WEOL, and best of luck to you and your Middies tonight here on the road.
Yeah, thanks, and go Middies.
And that is Midview Middie head football coach Jack Armstrong ahead of tonight's matchup with the Pirates of Rocky River. We'll get another quick timeout in here, and when we return, we'll be joined by Rocky River Pirate head football coach Josh Wells. He joins us right after this timeout. This is our WEOL.com and Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this.
Lorain County has a story every day. Make sure you don't miss it. From breaking news and high school sports to schools, business, and community events, the Chronicle has it all. Stay connected to your neighbors and your home team with coverage that matters most to you. Don't just hear about Lorain County, know Lorain County. Subscribe today at chroniclet.com/subscribe and get the news that keeps you in the know. The The Chronicle Telegram, Lorain County's largest newspaper.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. We've helped thousands of people just like you match skills and experience with a career. We can help you train for a career that is in demand right now. You can even work in your field while taking classes. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down, or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Back on the pregame show for our WEOL.com and Chronicle Telegram YouTube Game of the Week as we head on over to Rocky River. The Pirates welcome in the Middies of Midview for first-round high school football playoff action here in Northeast Ohio. Let's talk some Pirate football with their head coach, Josh Wells, who joins us here on the pregame show. Coach, we greatly appreciate the time. It's your guys' second turn here on WEOL this season. We had you guys week 9, I believe, as you guys hosted Buckeye, and now we got you right back here for round 1 playoff action. So I guess I'll start with this, Coach, just because I haven't seen you guys this year, and this will be, a lot of our viewers' first time kind of seeing you. What were your thoughts on your regular season? You guys finish 8-2. You get the 5 seed here in your region. You get to host a playoff game. So I'm sure all in all a successful, regular season campaign. But curious your thoughts on how this year went for you guys thus far.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you make the playoffs and you get to host a game, it's a great season. Just something about having that first game at home is nice, and our kids play extremely well at home. But we 8-2, great season. Looking back and reflecting on the 2 losses, each were only by a touchdown against 2 highly rated teams in the state of Ohio. We kind of beat ourselves in those games. In our minds, we should have gone 9-1, 10-0 based off of one really bad turnover against Buckeye that kind of put us behind for good. And then all the way back to week 3, we were down 28-7 in the first half. We got stuffed on the 1-yard line going into halftime against Uniontown Lake and came out and outscored them 21-7 the rest of the way. We just couldn't get that last score in there. And in that game, we had a couple really bad turnovers. So 8-2 successful season. In our mind, we should have been a little bit better record-wise, but we've competed against some of the better teams across our area in Buckeye, who's obviously rated in the state, and Uniontown Lake was ranked in the state for most of the season as well. So battle-tested kids, battle-tested schedule. And we're excited what the playoffs bring to us.
Obviously, Coach, this may sound like a silly question, but bear with me on it. Obviously, it sounds like you definitely would have preferred to win those 2 games, right? Obviously, any football coach would have. But, with the first round bye being a thing this year, obviously, you guys were right there up against it at the 5 spot. If you were in that top 4, obviously, you would have gotten the first round bye. Was that something you guys were thinking about at any point this season and kind of having to maybe deal with that first round bye? And do you maybe almost even prefer, because I know coaches have different thoughts on this, do you prefer just, having a game this week instead of having to worry about an off week and then get your guys, geared up and ready to go again next week? I guess what were kind of your thoughts on that as you got ready for postseason play, Coach?
That's a great question, because we sat for weeks, leading up to, week 10. It did look like we were going to be sitting 3 or 4, and the OHSAA made some changes on canceled games and forfeits, and that kind of swapped us out with Revere for 4 and 5. But we were kind of stumped as to how we would approach that bye. We didn't know, what does the practice week look like? Who do you prepare for? How do you prepare? You can't take too much time off. You can't break out of your routine, the weekly practices and meetings and lifting. All said and done, I'm kind of glad we're still playing. We had a really good win last week against our rival, Bay, and just kind of want to ride that roller coaster, ride that high going into the week 1 of the playoffs. So it was a dilemma. Nobody had to experience unless you had a canceled game. So hindsight 2020, I'm glad we're playing and we're not trying to figure out how to to navigate a bye week.
Yeah, certainly. Understood. I mean, I've talked to a couple of different coaches about that and just kind of differing schools of thought on how you handle that bye. And there's a lot to consider, like you said. So not having the bye and just playing this week certainly makes that a lot easier for you guys, I'm sure. So talk to me about the identity of your team, Coach. I know kind of a broad general question there, but I guess we can start maybe offensively. 30-plus points in all 8 of your wins. You still score over 20 in both of your losses. And like you said, those are both very, very good football programs. They both have first-round byes this week. So I guess we can start there, Coach. Tell me about your offense. Obviously, a very explosive unit, it seems, this season.
It is. We made a switch to the offense that we run now a few years back in 2023. We fit our personnel, fit our kids' mindsets, and we kind of struggled back. If you go back to 2022, that was in 11. I've been here 11 years. That was our one losing season that we had, and it just didn't seem like we were trending in the right direction. We were kind of, pushing a square peg through a round hole, and we had to make a change, to our identity. And we always have playmakers. We always have kids who can do things out in space. And we made this change to the 4 or 5 wide offense, and we've excelled at it. Coach Atwater, our offensive coordinator, and his staff have done a really good job of week in and week out putting each of our kids into positions to make explosive plays, get first downs, whatever it might be that we need at that moment. And it's our identity is like kids want, they want to be the one that makes the play. We're not a ground and pound team. We're you consider us an air raid offense. I don't know that's our identity, because our kids don't shy away from being that physical type of offense, because once the ball's in their hand, you'll see them seek out contact at times. So we're big play, quick strike offense, and we do have the ability to grind the clock as well. But we're a very fun offense to watch, fun offense to run, and I think that's why our kids are excelling at what we do.
Well, and just kind of sticking with the offense here, Coach, I look at the numbers that you sent me, which, again, much appreciated for you sending those stats over. Your quarterback, Ryan Taylor, very nice season for him. I'm sure that touchdown to interception ratio is something you can certainly be pleased with. And, of course, Syracuse commit receiver Tristan Hughes, I'm sure garners a lot of the conversation with your guys' offense. How have those two been this season, just in terms of developing chemistry week by week? Not that they didn't already have some coming into the season, right? But those two seem to be pretty big components, obviously, for making you guys go offensively.
Yeah, I'd be remiss, Ryan and Tristan are huge. They're a big part of the offense, but you can't talk about that group without mentioning the 2 other receivers in Danny Berg and Rowan Kennedy. When you have 3 receivers who almost each of them have over 700 yards receiving on the year in high school, I think that's quite an accomplishment and says a lot about each one of these kids who, they are big play threats, but they're also selfless. You'll watch some of our film where, kids aren't getting the ball and they're out blocking. Ryan Taylor, the quarterback, if he's not running the ball or, he balls out of his hands, you'll see him downfield blocking. They enjoy playing with each other. They enjoy the pageantry of our offense. They like to watch it. They like to be part of it. And, the chemistry between Ryan and Tristan and Ryan and Rowan and Ryan and Danny, they each have their own relationships because they each have their own skill sets. We know Danny gets the ball in space. He can score a touchdown at any time. Rowan's a deep threat. He's 6'2", 6'3" sophomore who just has big catch after big catch. And Tristan is all over the place, backfield, out at receiver, in the slot. We have so many different ways to attack a defense with these guys, and it's just fun to watch their camaraderie, their way they work together and play off each other, because they try to take defense will try to take Tristan away. Well, then Rowan and Danny excel. Or if they try to take both Tristan and Rowan away, then Danny gets his own. Danny gets left alone to make plays, and it's fun. When you see these kids have that relationship with each other and want to see each other do well.
Well, and certainly when you have the kind of numbers, like you said, those three real gaudy numbers, it's clearly translated to points offensively. So how could it not be fun at a certain point, right? When you're able to develop that chemistry and then it yields, good results on the field as well. Well, not to keep it forever, Coach, I guess we can close with this. What are your thoughts on your opponent tonight, the Midview Middies? They're not coming, from too terribly far away, just right here in Lorain County, making the trek over to Western Cuyahoga County tonight. So as you've broken down the Middies on film this week, what really sticks out to you guys with them, and what are going to be a couple of Rocky River keys to victory here at home tonight?
They're a good football team. They play in a tough conference, and we're well aware of that. They have a really good, run game, with their quarterback and running back. They're both really solid runners. They have some decent size up front, and we have to be ready to take on that challenge of slowing that rushing attack down. All year we've been a bend but don't break defense, and outside of a couple situations that it hasn't failed us yet. We need to force turnovers. We need to keep making them snap the ball, get them behind the sticks so they get out of that run game, and maybe get a couple quick scores early in the game so they can't sit and run that ball and try to grind the clock like most opponents have tried to do. So really, again, we're familiar with Jack Armstrong. He coached with us for a year a while back, and one of his assistants was with us for 10 years. So a lot of familiarity between the two programs, when it comes to coaching styles and, approaches to the game. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, bad job out of me. I hadn't realized that Jack had been over there with you guys as well as one of his assistants for quite a while, as you detailed. So yeah, certainly another extra layer to tonight's matchup, no question. So, hey, Coach Wells, certainly appreciate the time here in the pregame show. Congratulations on a terrific season thus far, and I'm sure you guys will be looking to carry that forward at least another week beyond tonight. But thank you again for the time here in the pregame show, and best of luck to your Pirates here at home tonight.
Yep, thanks.
And that is the pregame show here on our WEOL.com and Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Game of the week. That was Rocky River head football coach Josh Wells, kind enough to share some time with us. And a big thanks as well, of course, to Jack Armstrong, head coach for the Midview Middies, as his team gets set to receive the opening kickoff here. Craig, I know you got some keys to victory in tonight's contest. What do you got?
Yeah, for the Middies, it's obvious on the offensive side of the football, they've got to run the football. They have a tremendous running back in Marcus McMahon. Averages 120-plus yards a game. They got to find a way to get him through the line and get him going. They can control the clock that way. If you can control the clock, you're going to score, and you're going to keep the Rocky River offense off the field. So defensively, the Middies have got to find a way to slow down that trio of wide receivers that you heard Coach just mention. They've had an awesome season so far, and Midview's got to figure out a way to slow that down here tonight. Defensively, of course, for River, they have to find a way to keep Marcus McMahon from going wild. They're going to have to find a way to stop him at the line. Yep. A lot of that's going to fall on the linebackers as well. And on offense, the old saying is you dance with the lady that brought you, and that's what they're going to try to do. They're going to pass it all over the field, and, unless Midview can come up with a way to, like I said, slow that offensive attack down, it could be a long night.
And here we go, underway at Rocky River for Division III, Round 1 high school football playoff action. Return here from Midview, a decent one. Return man out across the 25 nearing that 30-yard line before he is brought down there. That is Gage Weaver, the 6'1", 165-pound senior. As the Middies offense gets set to take the field, let's run you through it real quick. The offensive line, it's Leo Sorinsky, Joseph Brown, Ty Zan, Braden Wiedemeyer, Xavier Young. Quarterback is senior Shea Williams with a couple of receivers, Zach Wallace, Ethan Stout, Brandon Newton. His running back, as Craig mentioned, is Marcus McMahon, Lorain County's leading scorer throughout the regular season. And the tight end is also the leading tackler. That is Braden Hamoki. We'll get you that Pirate defense here as soon as we can. As Hamoki, the man in motion across the line in scrimmage. Williams turns, gives to McMahon, and he is wrestling across the 30, but it is a host of Pirates that bring him down for a short gain of about a yard. Rocky River defense looks like this. Up front, Stephen McHenry is a defensive end. Opposite him is Jackson Greer. The tackles, Tom Van Meter and Leif Quaysum. The linebackers are Jeff Maslar, London Hover, Brian Hurt. The secondary features corners Rowan Kennedy, Michael Beebe, along with safeties Michael Wargill and Rocco Bayon. Williams in the shotgun, 4 receivers, 1 back. He'll take it. He'll give to McMahon. McMahon squirts his way up the middle. Now he's into the second level. Here he goes. Craig across midfield. He's across the 45. Well into Rocky River territory. Across the 35. Still up inside the 30. Down near the 28-yard line. So a big gain there for Marcus McMahon. And that is a sight for welcomed eyes for Midview faithful here tonight, Craig.
And they used the wide part of the field. He ran over on the first play of the field to the left, got maybe a yard. This time they bring him over here to the right where there was more room, breaks a couple tackles, and goes down the field for a big gain.
So Midview quickly into Pirate territory here. Right back to work they go. 4 receivers and a back for Williams. He takes the shotgun snap. He'll turn. He'll give to McMahon. No big surprise, but this time Rocky River all over it, and they sniff that one out. And in on the stop is big at number 70, Tom Van Meter, the sophomore, making a big stop there for the Pirate defense.
Also Jackson Grill, a sophomore, in on that tackle as well as he got off the bottom of the pile.
So this is a clash of styles, as we talked about in the pregame show. No question about that. What you've seen so far through 3 plays, check that, for Midview, is pretty much what you're going to get, right? A lot of Marcus McMahon and a lot of need for downfield blocking. So for Rocky River, you're going to have to find a way to answer that. We know they like to throw offensively. We'll see how the chilliness plays a factor tonight. We'll see if we get some rainfall later on as well. McMahon bounces this one far side of the field, and there's just not a whole lot of room for him to run there as he gets brought down right near that line of scrimmage. So 3rd and long for the first time tonight for the Midview offense, Craig.
Yeah, great pursuit there from the River defense, limiting him to a gain of probably less than a yard, maybe just a couple feet. That's 2 times on this drive they've been able to contain McMahon.
So 3rd and 11, they'll call it. 7 in the box here for Rocky River defensively. Shea Williams will keep it himself, roll to his right, looking downfield, still looking, has nowhere to throw it, now finally flings it away out of bounds. And Rocky River gets the stop there on 3rd down, although, given where Midview is at right now offensively, ball spotted at the 29, I don't think you trot Caden Vanya out there to try a long field goal.
No.
He only has 1 make on the field goal front this year. It was actually the North Ridgeville game that we had, I believe, Craig. And so I think
you'd be looking at about a 46-yarder.
Yeah, and I think Jack is just going to leave the offense out there. Shea Williams comes out in the pistol here. Hamoki lined up in that wing spot on the right-hand side, and well, that's interesting. Midview all got out of their stance, presumably to look over for a play call, and then Rocky River came across the line of scrimmage.
Correct.
And so let's see.
Well, and that's not unusual for an offense to do that, and Midview has done that before throughout the season.
Right. It just, well, this will be an interesting conversation.
I think that's a false start.
I don't think so either, but we'll see. And it is encroachment. All right, so 5 free yards given to the Midview offense. Again, Midview, they were down, they get up out of their stance, as you see offenses do all the time, right, to kind of get a new play call in from the sideline, relax, get out of that stance. And Rocky River, maybe just kind of a lapse in judgment there, just came across the line of scrimmage.
And it wasn't just one player, it was the entire offensive line. That's the key to that call.
So 4th and 11 becomes 4th and 6, and now Midview, same thing. They'll all get out of their stance and look over for the play call. This time Rocky River stays disciplined defensively. 4th and 6, the situation here for Midview on our opening drive tonight. Scoreless ball game here at Rocky River. Ball spotted on the Pirate 24-yard line. Midview looking to score first here this evening as Williams takes the shotgun snap, and this play gets blown dead before it gets underway. And Midview will give those 5 yards right back to the Pirate defense. A false start goes against the guys in white. Midview, as you can see on your screen there, in the white uniforms with the gray bottoms, blue numbering and lettering. Rocky River in that patented Pirate maroon with the white helmets, white numbering and lettering. So 4th and 11 once again here for Midview. Ball gets pushed back to the 29-yard line. Pirate offense, we know how they like to operate. I'm sure they are licking their chops, getting ready to hit the field for the first time tonight, scoring over 30 points in all 8 of their wins, and they scored over 20 in all of their losses as well. Williams takes the shotgun snap here, 4th and 11. He's going to float one far sideline, and it is incomplete, as that was a great battle for the football over there in that far corner of the end zone, as that was number 13 in coverage for Rocky River, Michael Beebe, the junior, covering up Zach Wallace as that pass falls incomplete, so Midview will turn it over on downs. Good coverage there, Craig, on the backside.
Outstanding coverage. I like the play call, though. A one-on-one matchup, and I think that with Shea. He has a good arm, and he can place the ball where he wants to at times, and that ball was right on the money. It was just good defense. You tip your cap to the defender.
So I'll have more on Michael Beebe here in a moment, because both him and his family have a long lineage of success here at Rocky River, and there's a good story to why he wears number 13. We'll get to that when we can, Craig, as this Pirate offense hits the turf for the first time tonight. 4 wide receivers and a back for quarterback Tristan Hughes. Ryan Taylor. Tristan Hughes, one of those receivers. He's the man who caught the football, actually. He reverses fields here across the 30, nearing that 35-yard line. Now gets spun around and brought down for a short gain. So it was a lot of running for just a couple of short yards there for Syracuse commit, verbally anyways, Tristan Hughes, although he's still getting some big-time offers that he's putting on his social media outlets. So we'll see if that Syracuse commit holds strong.
And that's a play I wouldn't be surprised if we see several more times tonight. He's not just running go routes. He's all over the place. And what they want to do, because he's shifty, because he's fast, and because he can make guys miss, they just want to get the ball in his hand, and hopefully he has some open field to work. That's what they're hoping to do with Tristan.
Taylor takes the shotgun snap. He'll fake it. Now he'll heave one deep down the far sideline. His man's got a couple steps on the back, and he overshoots him. That's incomplete. That was number 9, Rowan Kennedy, the sophomore. Just torched his man in one-on-one coverage, and it may have been for not anyway, Craig, as we see some laundry just inside the 40. Looks like ineligible man downfield going against the Pirates, so they will get backed up on that play.
Yeah, that happens sometimes on those long go routes.
Yep. Especially when you figure the play action in there as well. So quick story here on Michael B, because I think it's a good one, Craig. He wears number 13, and that is in honor of Patrick Green, who graduated here from Rocky River in 2019. Patrick tragically passed in a ATV accident later that summer, June of 19, and he wore number 13, and since then, the Green family specifically chooses one player each and every year to wear number 13, and that belongs to Michael Beebe.
What an honor.
The Beebe brothers, there's a bunch of them, and Patrick were tremendous friends, and so Michael now wears number 13 in honor of Patrick, and I think that's just a really cool thing that they do here at Rocky River to honor him. Screenplay here, a little swing pass rather, complete for Rocky River out near that far sideline, but the middies, look at them. Look at the gang tackling on display there. They bring down the ball carrier shy of the first down marker.
Chase Wright with the initial hit, and then Brandon Homoki came over and finished him off.
And
great gang tackle between those two.
Quickly back to the line here for Rocky River is quarterback Ryan Taylor as he looks over, and now they might run the punt team on last minute. Let's see. As it looks like that is the case.
Well, they say 4th and 1 on the scoreboard. Looks more like maybe 4th and 2 from here.
It's a long one if it is just one. So Taylor will punt this one away. Flag immediately gets thrown, so we'll see what that is as Newton watches this punt fade out of bounds over on that far sideline. And so let's see what the penalty marker is. It was thrown right away as soon as that football was snapped, so that usually means either somebody was lined up incorrectly, offensively or defensively. And looks like that will go against the Pirates, and I think Midview will elect to decline that penalty, and they will.
By the way, for those watching on YouTube, if you can't tell, Rocky River has an artificial turf field, as it seems like everybody does these days. And I get it, it's for economical reasons and everything, but call me a little old school. I like seeing the green grass, but I understand why schools are doing it. North Ridgeville and everybody. Columbia, even Columbia has gone to artificial. My goodness.
Well, well, sometimes you see what happens even at the professional level with the grass there, Craig.
Yes.
You've seen the conversation around Acrisure Stadium, home of the Pitt Panthers and Pittsburgh Steelers. That place is, I mean, that grass is a nightmare to try and play on.
Agree.
So here comes Midview back to work. Nothing ball game. 7:50 left to play here in this first quarter. McMahon, to no surprise, takes the carry, looks to work inside, and there's not much there as Rocky River all over that. First one in on the stop, at least that I saw for the Pirates, was London Hover, number 44, the senior backer for Rocky River.
Yeah, they're going to give him a gain of 1 yard on the play, so they're going to spot it right at the 23-yard line. So Midview, again, with a long way to go on this drive. Let's see if they could get McMahon some space to run like they did in their first drive.
Yeah, he had the 40-plus yard run in that first drive, and the offense sort of fell apart after that. They'll try him here on a little swing pass, and he doesn't quite have the blocking in front to develop as the Pirates rally down quickly to bring McMahon down right at that line of scrimmage. So 2 plays without really anything gained for the Midview offense, and now we got him down. Pirate, that is number 70. I believe that's Tom Van Meter. It is the sophomore. And he's one of the starters here on this Pirate defense, so that could be a big loss if he's unable to go. Tell you what, why don't we sneak in a quick sponsorship timeout? We'll be right back after it. It is 0-0 here at Rocky River between the Pirates and Midview in this round 1 playoff matchup.
We offer a big Buccaneer thanks to all the work from our stadium.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down. Or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Fall is the season of change, and when things change in your life, be sure you have the best protection for what matters most to you. At the Cobos Insurance Agency, we're committed to helping you select the best insurance to accommodate the changing needs in your life. That's why Cobos recommends Ohio Mutual Insurance Group. Since 1901, Ohio Mutual has been keeping the promises that secure dreams. Find us online at CobosINS.com. We'd love to help evaluate your insurance needs and recommend the best coverage from the best companies like Ohio Mutual.
After the timeout, Tom Van Meter, A-OK, so it seems he walks off under his own power as Shea Williams takes the shotgun snap here on 3rd and long. Takes a late shot there and just throws it away out of bounds. A good clean hit there by Stephen McHenry, the junior defensive end. And, boy, just nothing doing at all there offensively that drive for Midview.
Yeah,
Craig.
Nothing doing whatsoever. And a credit to the defense of Rocky River. They've done a terrific job, at least on that possession, of not letting McMahon to go anywhere and putting some pressure on Shea, the quarterback for the Midview Middies as well. And, the Midview Middies are going to have to do a better job offensively on the line, and they are going to have to find some receivers at some point. Midview's going to kick it away here on 4th down.
Yeah, Vanya punts this one away to Tristan Hughes, the verbal Syracuse commit, who fields this one at about his own 45. Nice little pirouette there. He tries to reverse field and makes his way up to the Midi 41-yard line. So great starting field position here, Craig, for the Pirate offense. That's, like you said, a credit to their defense for standing strong, forcing that 3 and out. And well, that Rocky River offense led by offensive coordinator Chris Atwater, the way they like to throw the football, you got to imagine they're going to hit on some of those, deep tosses down the field sooner rather than later.
Well, and they had one of those deep tosses on their first possession. Rowan Kennedy just couldn't quite haul it in. That was a missed opportunity for River. I doubt that they're going to make that mistake again.
So here comes quarterback Ryan Taylor, the senior. Transferred over last year from St. Vincent St. Mary, takes a 3-step drop here, steps up in the pocket now, rolls out to his right, flag gets thrown in the offensive backfield as Taylor now takes off, and he gets leveled by who other than Braden Hamoki near the line to gains, and that might be a big shot that he took for nothing, Craig, as boy, oh boy, Hamoki just flattened Taylor down to the turf. Nice pickup of about 8, but again, it is all for naught. A hold goes against Rocky River, so back the Pirates up, and that's a tough one there, Craig, for a number of reasons. Not only do you negate a big play for your quarterback there, but he takes the shot as well, but your tremendous starting field position basically negated taking 1st and 10. Now it's 1st and 20. It's a potential drive killer there,
Well,
Craig.
and talking to assistant coach Mike Hayes, good friend of mine for the Midview Middies, he said one of our goals tonight is to get physical. We have got to get really, really physical out there on the field. Well, that was a physical hit.
How about this? Empty set here for Taylor. Takes the shotgun snap, looking for Hughes. Instead goes the other way and nearly intercepted, nearly caught, then nearly intercepted as Taylor was looking for Henry Ward, the senior tight end. Let's get you the rest of that Pirate offense here quickly. The offensive line, it's Stephen McHenry, Brian Hurt, Alex Bogray, Charlie Euler, Blake Gertz. Receivers, Tristan Hughes, Rowan Kennedy, Danny Berg. That's their big 3. Running back is Joey DeSalvo with senior tight end Henry Ward, and quarterback is Ryan Taylor. A 68% completion percentage for him, 18 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, so that ratio will certainly play with just under 2,000 yards passing. He's at 1963 on the season, so really a nice air raid style that they boast here at Rocky River. And again, that's all the doings of offensive coordinator Chris Atwater. 2nd and 19, Taylor looking near sideline, has a man, Hughes, caught at the 40, stiff arms his way up forward near the 35-yard line. So Tristan Hughes embracing some of that physicality there, Craig. A nice catch and gain of about 5 more yards after the catch. So that makes this third and about 4 now here for the Pirate offense, much more manageable for them.
Yeah, and he gained about 3 to 4 yards on that stiff arm. So credit to him. He wasn't content just to go out of bounds. He wanted to grab a few more yards before he did.
Get you that Midview defense here quickly. Blake Butts, Victor Padilla, David Lovelace, Sawyer McMillan up front. The linebackers are Jace Wright, Braden Hamoki, Braden Armold. Peyton Ansel, Ian Reagan, Brendan Newton, and Demir Gray are in the secondary. 3rd and 4 here for the Pirates. 4 receivers, 1 back. Taylor takes the shotgun snap. Looking, under pressure, avoids it, rolls to his right. He's got turf in front of him. Instead, he flings this one down the field. It's a jump ball that just sails out of bounds. And it is incomplete. He was looking for Henry Ward, but really didn't give his big tight end a shot at that one. 4th down.
Well, I tell you what, tremendous defensive stand there for Midview. They brought a blitz a couple plays ago, and that was 31 Blake Butts, who almost got himself a sack. They are starting to get a little bit of pressure on the Rocky River quarterback, who came into the season with 2,000 passing yards.
Yeah.
Look, you don't pass for 2,000 yards unless you have a good offensive lineman and a good wide receiver. So Ryan Taylor is the real deal. They put some pressure on him and forced him into a pass where he just frankly didn't have anybody open.
Midview may need one more stop here on 4th and 4. Tristan Hughes motions out of the backfield. Empty set here for Taylor. Takes the shotgun snap. Stepping up. Man trying to hawk him down for Midview. Taylor running out of room, just flings this one up, and Tristan Hughes has it inside the 20 at the 15. Racing across the middle of the field inside the 5, and he's just shy of the end zone. As that's a Houdini act there by quarterback Ryan Taylor, just floating it over top the Midview defense. He found Tristan Hughes, who motored his way inside the 5. 1st and goal now here for Rocky River.
Well, great job by Taylor as he was able to extend that play.
And now he takes the shotgun snap, looks to keep it himself, and he runs right into a wall of middies as he gets met pretty immediately near that line of scrimmage. May have even lost a half yard there as Jace Wright greeted him to the stone-cold turf here this evening.
And going back to the previous play, you really got to give Hughes credit because he saw that little pocket right there, and he knew that he was open. So it was easy for Taylor to see him, and he put it right into his hands.
It's the type of play you like to see from your senior quarterback right there. Very savvy, very heads up. 4 receivers, 1 back here. 3 are to Taylor's left, 1 split to his right. Hughes the man in motion here across the line of scrimmage. Taylor takes the snap, looking for Hughes on the zig route, and he's got him. Touchdown, Pirates. Tristan Hughes, he faked the in route, busted back outside, and Taylor hit him for a short, easy 3-yard touchdown catch. And it's 6-0 Rocky River with 4:56 left to go here in this first quarter. So tough break there for Midview. Thought they were maybe going to get off the field defensively. You force a, weird play there on 4th and 4 where Taylor has to avoid pressure, just float one downfield, and instead of getting off the field, you give up a big play, and then just 2 snaps later, 6 points for the Pirates. Extra point here for Rocky River is up and good. And so with 4:56 left to play here in the first quarter, our score, Rocky River 7, Midview nothing. We'll be right back here on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel, also elsewhere at WEOL.com.
High school football in Lorain County is all about tradition, pride, and community, and that's what Stewart's Appliance is built on. For generations, Stewart's has been the family-owned appliance store you can count on for quality products and personal service. From refrigerators to washers, ovens to dishwashers, Stewart's has what you need to keep your home running. Proud to support Lorain County and proud to support high school sports. Stewart's Appliance, where community comes first.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down, or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
So Rocky River, 41 yards in 6 plays. That's all it took for the Pirates to strike first here this evening. 7-0 to the guys in maroon as Midview gets set to try to answer now.
I think I put the jinx on the defense. On 3rd down, I said that's a great defensive stand.
Well, quickly evaporated thanks to the Magic act of Ryan Taylor finding Tristan Hughes. Now Midview with a good return out across the 35, shy of the 40. And so that's as far as Gage Weaver will go. And so the Midview offense will get set to go back to work. As we talked about already, Craig, Midview, and, you know, they've only had the 2 possessions, but outside of the long run from Marcus McMahon, they're having trouble just getting past the line of scrimmage, let alone, you know, making something sustainable down the field.
Absolutely. But you got to stick with the running game.
You have to.
Buckeye was able to get a win over River, and the way that Buckeye did it, which they are a great team, don't get me wrong, but they just kept running the ball, and eventually the defense of the Pirates kind of wore down, and that gave Buckeye even more room to run the football, and they came away with a win.
And again, McMahon just stood up right at that line of scrimmage. I think that was 44 again. London Hover, the senior linebacker for Rocky River. We've called his name a couple of times here in this first quarter. And as much as we talked about Midview being physical tonight here, Craig, Rocky River, I think, flexing their muscles a little bit defensively.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. Midview's going to have to find a way to open it up a little bit. They're going to have to go to the outside and get a receiver open, hope that he can maybe put a move on his defender, pick up some positive yardage.
Well, and for Midview, this is playing similar to their game against Elyria Catholic earlier this year, where EC really just loaded the box, took away McMahon, and Shea Williams was able to kind of take over with his arm. But so far, Midview kind of reluctant to go that route. Maybe that's why. There goes McMahon. He's across midfield into Rocky River territory, down the sideline. Rocky River trying to corral him, and they finally do inside the 25-yard line, nearing the 20. So another big run there, ripped off by Marcus McMahon, Lorain County's leading scorer in the regular season. And you said it, Craig. I mean, you got to stick with it, and that's exactly why right there. It just takes one play for Marcus McMahon to really flip the field.
He's probably over 100 yards rushing already.
Yeah, he probably is.
2 big plays and a couple of 1 or 2 yarders.
Yep.
Now the question becomes, is maybe you're going to be able to finish this drive. They've got to put points on the board.
Well, and this is where they got stymied on that first drive. They kind of got right about here. They got to the 29 and then really fell apart, so we'll see what they got here. 1st and 10 at the Pirate 24-yard line. They'll give to McMahon again. He looks to cut up and runs right into a couple of Pirates, as he was looking to kind of bounce that one off tackle, trying to see if he can, you know, chisel his way on the cutback, and just wasn't really there. The blocking, that is, so no gain really.
Easy for us to say up here, but it looked like he had a little more room to the outside. Again, easy for us to say.
Sure.
We're standing at the very top of the bleachers. I'm sure there's a different point of view down there on the field, but if he could get to the outside and turn on the jets, you know, he's got room to run, and when he has room to run, he can make people miss, as we have seen on a couple of those long runs.
So he did pick up 2, actually, and here he goes again up the gut as he breaks a couple of tackles, spins his way forward, and still up now finally. Forward progress gets blown dead as he is just shy of the 15, so it'll be 3rd and about 2, as I think he needs, well, he's at the 16. I think he needs the 14 for a first down. Maybe not quite the 14. Might need the 15 and a half, so really 3rd and about 1.5 yards here for Midview. They trail Rocky River 7-0, 2.5 left to play in this first quarter. Playoff action. Winner will head to Revere next Friday to take on the 4 seed. Rocky River the 5, Midview the 12.
They're putting Hamoki over on the left-hand side. Hamoki the tight end.
Williams
going to be a keeper.
He's going to keep this one himself. Look at Williams' room to run. He's inside the 10, near the 5, inside the 5 actually, down near the 4-yard line. So a pickup of about 12 there for Shea Williams on a little quarterback power there, Craig. Got the blocking to develop in front of him, and nice job using his legs there for the Midview quarterback, although we've seen him enough times at this point in his career to know dang well that he's more than capable of toting that rock when needed.
Absolutely, and you know what? This is where the Midview offensive line has really got to step it up, and they need 4 yards for a touchdown. So they've got to create a hole there near the end zone, and Midview will have an opportunity to tie this game up.
This is the bread and butter of this Midview offense. You get 1st and goal, and it is rare that you're able to turn the Middies away at this point on the field. Williams under the center in an I formation, and, well, that's something that can certainly help the Pirate defense. It's a false start going against the Midview offense, so back them up from the 4 all the way to the 9, and that's where it gets tough, right? You look at 1st and goal from that 8, 9, 10-yard line. It's a condensed field. You can't get a first down. You got to get it in. It just gets a little tighter. Decision-making has to be a little sharper, so we'll see how Midview approaches it now. I'm guessing it's still going to be a heavy dose of Marcus McMahon, regardless of where they're at in this goal-to-go situation. I formation again.
Sure, you're frustrated if you're Jack Armstrong over there on that Midview sideline.
McMahon takes it out of the eye, and there's nowhere going. Look at Tristan Hughes shooting himself downfield, able to blow that play up in a hurry. He can do more than just play some offense and wide receiver, folks. Tristan Hughes, a heck of a defensive player as well. Kasem also in on that stop for Rocky River. 2nd and goal now from the 10. McMahon may have even lost a yard there.
Boy, look at that scoreboard. 1 minute to go. This has been a quick moving first quarter, wouldn't you say?
I
seems
would
like
say
it to
so,
me.
yeah. Wasn't for a minute until Midview here I think on this drive has really started to take some time off that clock. As Williams in the I formation here is going to play fake, boot to his right. Williams floats this one out to McMahon, caught at the 10, inside the 5. McMahon has about 5 Pirates to try to fight through to get to the end zone, and he can't do it. Instead, he'll have to settle for a gain of about 5, so he gets them back really to where they started this goal-to-go situation, Craig. They'll say he's down at the 4, so now 3rd and goal for Midview from the 4. And I'm guessing, man, even if you don't get it in here, this is 100%, I think, 4-down territory for head coach Jack Armstrong.
Absolutely.
Offensive coordinator Seamus Higley done a great job. Obviously, Marcus helps make his job a little easier when he's able to piece together the kinds of performances that he has this year. 10 seconds left to play here in the first. Midview will have to run a play. They do. Williams on the QB keeper, looking for the right side, and a late surge here, a push from the middies, and they're not going to get him in, as Shea Williams gets denied access to the end zone, and that, my friend, will bring us to the end of the first quarter. So Rocky River gets the one and only touchdown of that first quarter. Tristan Hughes on the receiving end of it. And after 12 minutes, it is the Pirates 7, Midview nothing. We'll be right back after this timeout on the WEOL.com and Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel Game of the Week.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me, when your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Stewart's Appliance. Family owned, locally trusted, and proud to support Lorain County. Whether it's a new fridge, washer, or stove, Stewart's is here for you. Stewart's Appliance, serving families, supporting community.
Start of the second quarter here at Rocky River High School. 7-0 Pirates leading Midview. Tristan Hughes, a 3-yard receiving touchdown off the arm of senior quarterback Ryan Taylor. But Midview looking to answer. 4th and goal, the situation here for the Middies at the 2. And I think everybody in the stadium, plus their mother, plus their grandmother, knows that this football is in all likelihood going to Marcus McMahon. But can Rocky River stop him? Williams in the I formation. He'll turn. He'll give to McMahon. He plows forward, and he's not going to get there. Not even close. Rocky River stands strong. They slam the doors shut on that Midview offensive possession. Turnover on downs. Give it back to the guys in maroon.
Well, I tell you what, you really got to give a lot of credit to that River defense. That's twice already here in the first half that Midview's been able to get inside the red zone, and they've been able to shut down that opportunity that Midview has. And you got to wonder, is this how it's going to go all night? What is it going to take for Midview to break through? They've had a couple opportunities, haven't been able to do it, and it's because of that Rocky River defense.
And, you know, obviously hindsight 2020, Craig. If McMahon's able to break a tackle or maybe the blocking develops a little better, they look like a genius for that play call. But
sure,
they may have to kind of get into that bag a little deeper, so to speak, right, just to try to maybe get a little more creative and find a way to get some points. But now you got to play defense first. As Rocky River goes to work, long field ahead of them. Pass complete out to the wide out. Flag gets thrown as the receiver, that's Rowan Kennedy, is shoved out of bounds past the 10 near that 12-yard line. But again, a pretty quick flag thrown in that offensive backfield, holding against Rocky River.
Well, I said about the River offense, you gotta dance with the girl that brought you. Well, for Midview, if you're the offense, you got to dance with the girl that brought you.
Yeah.
And of course, that's Marcus McMahon. If you don't give Marcus McMahon the football on the 2-yard line, what are you doing?
Sure.
You got to give him the football, right?
You have to.
The last thing you want to do is roll out and, have a pickoff or a fumble or something like that happen, you put it into the hands of your stud.
Just didn't pan out on that possession there for Midview. As one of the middies dancing around out there, that's Jace Wright. Not sure if he's trying to communicate with a teammate or just distract the offense, but nonetheless, Taylor takes the shotgun snap, looking in the flat, has a receiver, caught across the 5-yard line nearing the 10, and he gets wrestled down there. That was Joey DeSalvo, the senior running back for Rocky River. He doesn't get as many touches as I'm sure most running backs would love, but that's due in part to that big three at receiver with Berg, Kennedy, and Hughes. But DeSalvo, a nice catch and run there. Second and about 5, maybe second and 4 here for Rocky River. Ball spotted at the 9-yard line. 4 receivers, 1 back for quarterback Ryan Taylor. 3 are to his left, 1 to his right. It's Kennedy. DeSalvo in the backfield with him. Taylor takes the snap, looks quickly left side, or right side rather, for Kennedy. He's got it, and he's got himself a first down past the 15 up near the 18-yard line. So that's just too easy, I think, Craig. Rowan Kennedy doing nothing more than a 5-yard, stop route. They hit him, and he works his way forward for easy yardage and a first down.
Sure, maybe so, but you know what? That's really good play calling, right? You need to get a first down. You got to get out of the shadow of your own end zone. So what do? You throw a little 5-6-yard pass. Make it easy, make it simple. Let's get a first down, and now we got some room to move.
Taylor on the play fake has a man wide open far side of the field, caught by Rocky River out across the 40, down the far sideline, room to run across midfield. Now it's a foot race to the end zone. Can they catch him? I don't think they will. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Pirates. Danny Berg, 82 yards to the house, but a flag is back in Pirate territory, and wouldn't you know it, Craig, the party poopers in stripes, ineligible man downfield, bring it back.
Wow.
And I say that half jokingly. You got to throw the flag if you see it.
Yeah.
Got to throw it if you see it. But man, that pretty immediately quieted everybody here on this home sideline. I busted the binoculars out to see who that was running down the far side of the field. That was Berg motoring, and boy, he may need some oxygen real quick, all for naught.
Yeah, and Berg is the receiver that is the one that doesn't get talked about as much.
Correct.
But he still came into the game with, I think, something like 650 yards receiving.
Yep.
So 650 yards receiving on the season, and you're like the third option.
That'll play.
That'll work.
So 1st and 15 now for Rocky River. Ball backed up to their own 13-yard line. Taylor takes the shotgun snap, pump fakes, looking deep across the middle of the field into double coverage, and that was a dangerous ball to Kennedy as a couple of middies in coverage there. Number 4, Peyton Ansel, and number 8, Ian Reagan were converging. Reagan, I think if he maybe kind of plays the ball a little better, might have had a real shot at an interception. I think he was just kind of caught between, do I make a play on Kennedy if he catches it, or do I go for the ball? Ultimately, it falls incomplete, though.
Right. Well, that's a really good observation, Rocco. He didn't have his head turned in time, and I think by the time he did turn, the ball was already there.
So 2nd and 15 now for Rocky River. Again, they lead Midview 7-0. 10:43 left to play in this first half. Make sure you guys stay tuned throughout the half for our Cobos Insurance Center halftime show.
Well, you know, the middies would like to take advantage of that penalty.
Oh,
there's a mistake on the defensive line.
Yeah, that could have been bad on a couple of fronts. And Midview maybe looked like they got going early, but is it a false start against Rocky River?
Well, the ball did go flying over the quarterback's head, so I guess that's a possibility. No, they're signaling against Midview.
Wow, and I think, if I would be correct here, that is, I think, Victor Padilla, number 77, the left side defensive end, who kind of took a half step forward. Rocky River reacted to it, and I think they're fortunate he did that. Well, that probably had quite a bit to do with why that football was snapped all the way to the end zone. But yeah, that could have been dangerous for Rocky River if there isn't a penalty on that play. But nonetheless, 5 free yards for the Pirate offense. 2nd and 10 now for Rocky River at the 18-yard line. 4 receivers for Ryan Taylor. 1 back, that's DeSalvo. Seen this formation a lot here in this first half as Taylor takes the shotgun snap again, looking for Kennedy on the out route, and he's got him for an easy pitch and catch of about 10, 11 yards. Nonetheless, he's got the first down, and that's just what the coverage at 5'10". I don't have Kennedy's height, but he's certainly bigger than 5'10", as it's Hughes' turn to get in on the party this time. He catches this one, short gain, though, for him, and he can't get away from a couple of white jerseys, as Hughes has about 2 yards there out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. So nice defense there by Midview, converging down quickly on the top playmaker for this Rocky River Pirate offense.
Yeah, it looked like 13 and 14 over there for the Middies. Gage Weaver and Chase Wright on the tackle. It's a good team tackle, especially against a tough wide receiver, a shifty wide receiver like Tristan Hughes.
Tristan Hughes, his third school in 3 years. He was at St. Ed's, he was at St. Ignatius, now he's here at Rocky River. As Taylor takes the shotgun snap, he's looking for Hughes down the near sideline. High arching football that is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Tristan Hughes, as that's tremendous coverage once again on the back side. I believe that is Demir Gray, opposite corner of Peyton Ansel. So Gray holding his own in one-on-one coverage there against Tristan Hughes, which, you know, again, the kid's verbally committed to go to Syracuse. He's still getting some you know, Division I offers, so anytime you're going up against talent like that, you got to try to hold your own, and Gray doing more than that on that occasion. 3rd and 8 here for Rocky River at their own 32-yard line. Less than 10 minutes to play here in this first half. Pirates lead at 7-0. Taylor, he'll settle for DeSalvo here on the wheel route out of the backfield. Can Midview rally down in time? And I don't think they can. That should be a first down for Joey DeSalvo. They got him marked out of bounds right at the 40. That's where the marker is, and yes, sir, it is a first down for Rocky River. So Midview, you play it well in the back end. Problem is you don't have anybody responsible for the running back, and you don't rally down quick enough to make the tackle. That's tough on 3rd and long to give up.
Absolutely, and you know what? The offense is just doing exactly what they want to do right now. They'd love to, I'm sure, take shots down the field, but if they're not there, they can pick up 8-9 yards on a little pass out to the flat.
They go to DeSalvo here, but Midview ready for it as DeSalvo tried it left, cut it back right side, but nothing was there as the Midview defense unfooled. Braden Armold, the senior linebacker, called his name a couple of times here this evening, but a nice stop there. Brandon Newton in on the stop as well. 2nd and 8 now here for Rocky River, ball at their own 42-yard line. Other games on the WEOL streaming network tonight. Our Stream 2 game up at Sandusky Perkins as the Pirates welcome in the Clearview Clippers. What a story for Clearview.
Yes.
A just complete turnaround in their season, sneaking into the postseason. They try Tristan Hughes here, does Rocky River, and they don't have it. Hughes looking for the corner, and Midview showing off the speed there. They didn't give it up. They rallied down quickly and shoved Hughes right out of bounds, no gain.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be maybe a loss of 1 on the play, and again, great pursuit to the outside by the Middies.
Sets up a 3rd down and 12.
But he may have lost more than that. They'll say 3rd and 12 here for Rocky River offensively. Ball back at their own 38-yard line.
3rd and 12 on the scoreboard. Now this is where, again, Midview obviously is going to be guarding the deep pass, but they can't let another 8-9 yard pass, you know, a completion go with no one around to make the tackle.
4 receivers here for Ryan Taylor. He takes the shotgun snap. Taylor looking deep downfield, has nothing there, scrambling, now flings one across, and it's in and out of the hands of Henry Ward, the senior tight end, and that's one of those, it's the coaching cliche, right? You got to use your hands, not your chest. I think Ward maybe let that one get too close to the body, bounced right off those shoulder pads, and incomplete. 4th and long, and it looks like Rocky River will punt this one away.
Well, I tell you what,
Ryan Taylor is on.
It would be really great for the Midview defense if the offense could put together a drive here, because the defense has been out there for what seems to be quite a while.
Yeah, there were some hands on the hips prior to that 3rd down snap. No question about that. It was actually going to be a point I raised if Rocky River did convert. But Midview able to get off the field there as this one is punted away. It drifts away from Brennan Newton out of bounds. And so Midview, all things considered, they were out there for a little bit defensively, but they do get the stop, and they'll get the football back with 8:03 left to play here in this first half. And Craig, I mean, they moved the ball well last time they had it, right? Got all the way down to the 2-yard line, just couldn't quite punch it in from there. So I'm sure there's some frustration on that offensive coaching staff right now, but probably some hope and optimism as well that you can very well break through at any given moment.
Absolutely. I think that you got to be looking at it like, hey, we've had a couple pretty good looks at it. Sooner or later, we're going to break through. It's only 7-0, and we have 8 minutes left to go here in the first half. Like I said, Midview's got to put together some kind of a sustainable drive. give their defense a breather, and hopefully establish some kind of identity here on offense.
1st and 10 for the Middies at their own 37-yard line. Williams takes the snap. He'll give to McMahon. McMahon bouncing right side, still up there. He goes across midfield. McMahon gets tackled by his shoestrings across the 45-yard line. Right at the 45 is where they will rule him down. So a pickup of about 18 yards there for Marcus McMahon, and Midview will certainly welcome some more of that as the night goes on.
Looks like that was Michael Wargol coming up to make the tackle, and that was a shoestring touchdown-saving tackle.
Yeah, McMahon, we know the kind of burst that he has once he gets into that second level. He's nearly impossible to bring down. And he's got some size, so I mean, they don't list him as, you know, I mean, he's 5'8", $190, but he runs just so much bigger than that, it seems like. Not from a height standpoint, but it doesn't feel like 180 pounds coming at you. It feels more like 220. Shea Williams, a quick comeback route here, far side, is complete at about the 40-yard line. So a nice pitch and catch there, I believe. That is Zach Wallace. Yes, it is, the senior wide receiver for Midview. Short gain there of about 4, but hey, you're staying on schedule. You're staying ahead of the sticks. All positive things there for Midview on that play.
Yeah, you give McMahon a little bit of a breather on that play after a tough run. And, you know, if you're able to do that, Rocco, get a little 4 or 5-yard pass every once in a while, nothing wrong with that.
Keep the defense honest, right? It's like mixing in the off-speed for a pitcher in baseball, right? Just got to keep that guy at the plate honest. Got to keep the defense honest here on the football field. Screenplay here to Brendan Newton, complete. He's got a little room to run, but that closed quickly as he gets brought down shy of the 35 near that 36-yard line of Rocky River. He needs the 35 for a first down, so that'll make this 3rd and 1.
Yeah, he's about a yard, maybe. I thought that spot was not necessarily in Midview's favor, but 1 yard to go.
And you certainly think you're going to go to number 2 on this play, but we'll see. 4 receivers, 1 back here for quarterback Shea Williams. The back is McMahon. 3 receivers are to his right, 1 to his left. Hamoki, the tight end, one of those split to his right. As Williams on the hard count here, fakes the first one, now takes it on the power, and he's got the first down and more. Williams decided to keep that one himself. He needed 1. He picked up about 3 or 4, and that's a fresh set of downs for the Midi offense. Seen Shea Williams call his own number a couple of times. Again, a little quarterback power. You get the guard to pull over, and you just kind of muscle your way ahead for the short gain, but that's all he needed there on 3rd and 1. So 1st and 10 now for Midview at the Rocky River 33-yard line. Under 6 minutes to play, 5:50 and counting to be exact, here in this second quarter. Rocky River leads Midview 7-0 in this first-round playoff matchup. Winner is on to Revere next Friday night. Williams on the give here to McMahon. He's across the 30. McMahon just shrugging off tacklers, nearing the 25-yard line. Lost the football, and Rocky River unable to pounce on it. As for Midview, that was 62. Braden Wiedenmeyer fortunate, and I'll agree with what the PA guy just went with, pounce. I think that's the right term there for Wiedenmeyer. Literally pouncing on that football like a cat to keep it for his Midi offense, because there was 4 maroon jerseys right there.
He was right there. He saw it come out, and he knew that he had to go jump on it. No doubt. Solid play by him.
Huge. Keeps the possession alive. And in that, McMahon still picks up 6 yards. So 2nd and 4 here for Midview at the River 27-yard line.
Well, and if you're the Middies, this is what you got to like. You got to like 2nd down and short.
And how about 3rd and short, maybe even a first down? There's a little screenplay here, caught, complete. And that's a nice run after the catch there for Brendan Newton past the 25-yard line, nearing the 20. But it's plenty for a first down, and the chains are a-moving for that Midi offense once again.
And again, the Midview offense is getting them into a scoring position. They just haven't been able to break through.
Right. Pistol set here for Shea Williams, as we are under 4:45 left to play here in this first half. It's been a nice long drive here for Midview, maybe giving that defense a little bit of a breather, but we know they got guys that play both ways as well, as McMahon takes the carry himself here, and just nothing doing as Rocky River converged on that in a hurry, and a flag gets thrown. Let's see, they're pointing towards Rocky River. Do we have a face mask going against the Pirates?
It was a late flag. That'd be a good guess.
So perhaps face mask or just a general personal foul, and I think it was a face mask against Rocky River, so tough break there for the Pirate defense. That'll gift the Midview offense big yardage, as the official will march this one inside the 15 all the way to the 13-yard line.
That will march the pigskin to the 13-yard
So now that'll make it 1st and 2 here for Midview, again from the 13-yard line of Rocky River. We've seen this a lot from Midview. I think it's just to kind of not allow Rocky River to get some subs in right now defensively. They quickly get up to the line of scrimmage, and then they immediately look back over towards the coaching staff for the offensive play call. As Williams awaits the shotgun snap, he'll take it. He'll keep up himself. McMahon blocking in front. Oh, man, Williams got stood up right near that first down marker, and I think he's got enough. And yes, he does. I thought he had room to wiggle all the way to the end zone, and then he got stood up out of nowhere.
It looked like it. Give him credit for getting the first down, and it was not an easy first down. But you know what? They pick up another first down, and they keep on marching. And now they're about 9 yards, 10 yards from pay dirt.
Not the kind of shot you want your quarterback taking each and every snap, but hey, it's playoff time now, so everything's on the line now. First and goal here for Midview at the 10. Williams in the shotgun, takes the snap, he'll turn, he'll give to McMahon. McMahon bouncing right side, and he is into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Middies.
Wow, what a game McMahon is having. He breaks through, finds the end zone, and if we get a good extra point here, we are going to be tied at 7 with 3:35 before halftime.
A 10-yard touchdown run there for Marcus McMahon. He got great blocking, Craig, on the right side of that offensive line. Wiedenmeyer, Xavier Young helping pave the way for Marcus McMahon on that score. And you figured sooner rather than later, right? I mean, you just keep plucking away. You keep turning to Marcus. You let him go to work, and he will find a way to get into that end zone as he did right there. Extra point here from Caden Vanya is up, and it is good. So our score with 3:35 left to play in this first half. A new ball game here at Rocky River, tied at 7. Pirates and Middies. We'll be right back here on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel.
High school football in Lorain County is all about tradition, pride, and community, and that's what Stewart's Appliance is built on. For generations, Stewart's has been the family-owned appliance store you can count on for quality products and personal service. From refrigerators to washers, ovens to dishwashers, Stewart's has what you need to keep your home running. Proud to support Lorain County and proud to support high school sports. Stewart's Appliance, where community comes first.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down, or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Marcus McMahon, a 10-yard touchdown run, and a Caden Vanya extra point right before that break knots us a brand new ball game here in Rocky River, Craig. 7-7 our score between the Pirates and the Middies of Midview. Rocco Nuosci, Craig Couch here with you, Jared Kozar and Gary Pelter on site as well, running the laptop and camera respectively, as they got us perched just to the left of the press box here in Rocky River. Not cool or popular enough to get inside the press box on this occasion, but
that's all right. I'd rather be known as not cool.
There you go. There you
There's
go.
something
right?
cool about not being cool.
Sure. I'll side with that. Well, that's what Athletic Director Mark Wagner here at Rocky River was thinking that whole time when he set us out here. But no, we certainly appreciate his hospitality. Got us set up and situated here tonight as this return for Rocky River is going to be out to about the 25-yard line as Berg gets tripped up and wrestled down there. So that is where Rocky River will begin their next offensive possession. So 3:28 left to play in this first half, Craig, and you were saying it during that timeout off air. Midview, if you get a stop here, even if you don't get a score afterwards, if you just get a stop and head to the locker room tied at 7, you feel great, I think, considering how, prior to that touchdown run from McMahon, you really didn't have a whole lot going your way. You were getting some decent yardage on the ground, but you didn't quite break through, and now you finally broke through, and now you put some pressure here on the home team.
Right, absolutely. 7-7 at halftime. I think you would take that every day of the week when you're on the road in the playoffs.
Yeah, no question. You're on Halloween. Great football game. Thank you guys for tuning in as this pass complete again. Rowan Kennedy and Ryan Taylor and Rowan Kennedy have really got that out route working well. They're just picking on Peyton Ansel over here on the near side of the field, and that might be something that Midview kind of has to look at, Craig, in the locker room at halftime in terms of making some adjustments. You don't really want to be giving up 9 or 10 free yards like that to Kennedy all night long.
Correct. I'm not real sure what the answer is. I know that they're paying a lot of attention over on the other side of the field to Tristan Hughes, and rightfully so. But he is open on these little outs, and they're getting 9 yards every pass to him.
Yep. Tristan Hughes on the receiving end of that one. The little return route there, faked out, came back in, and broke away from Braden Hamoki just long enough to get himself a first down, or get his team a first down, rather. So chains are a-moving for the Pirates with just over 3 minutes left to play here in this first half. Fresh set of downs here for Rocky River at their own 39-yard line. 5 wide receiver set here for quarterback Ryan Taylor in the shotgun. He takes the snap, drops, looks near side of the field, and he overshoots his man. A rare miss there from quarterback Ryan Taylor. Had Danny Berg open. Granted, a defensive back was converging in. That was Blake Butts, the linebacker, rather, but boy, just kind of overshot his receiver there on what's usually a pretty easy pitch and catch between those two.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure. Sometimes that'll happen. You get a little bit of pressure, and you have a couple of midi helmets right there in your face. You tend to lean back a little bit to try to make that throw, and it sails a little high.
So 2nd and 10 here for Rocky River. DeSalvo joins Taylor in the backfield. Taylor takes the shotgun snap, looking left. Pump fakes, now brings his eyes back across. Now he'll take off, pointing out blockers ahead as Taylor lowers his shoulder into a couple of middies near first down yardage. He needs the 48.5, and I think he's got the 48, so this will be 3rd and a football maybe here for Rocky River. I mean, yeah, that first down to gain is inside the 40. He doesn't need the 49. I mean, really, again, needs about the 48.5, I think, here.
Correct. They have 2 up on the scoreboard. I understand why, but it's not 2.
It is less than 1, my friend. 2:20 left to play here in this first half. 3rd and short here for Rocky River. Taylor takes the shotgun snap. He'll turn. He'll give to DeSalvo. He's got the first down across midfield. Still on his feet into midi territory before he gets brought down at the 45. So a gain of 7 there on 3rd and short for Joey DeSalvo. He's been running hard here tonight. And again, he's really not the feature of this Rocky River offense. That title belongs to the trio of Tristan Hughes, Danny Berg, and Roden Kennedy. But don't discredit DeSalvo completely, because he can hurt you as he did right there. And I think Rocky River is going to take their first time out. Check that. It'll be Midview taking their first time out here of this first half. So that's the first time out either side's taken here
You
tonight.
could call it a rare run for DeSalvo because they don't do that often. But watching him, Rocco, he's had a little limp on his way over here to the huddle near the bench, and something to kind of keep pay some attention to as the game goes on.
Yeah, DeSalvo, 29 carries on the regular season for him, 183 yards. So, I mean, when he does carry it, he's up over 6 yards a pop.
Yes.
But again, as you said, he just doesn't carry it a lot. He actually only has 1 rushing touchdown this season. So I think that kind of speaks volumes to what Rocky River likes to do. I mean, you look at the numbers on Tristan Hughes. I should have given these to you guys earlier, but 45 catches this year for him, 898 yards. So about 20 yards a catch for Tristan Hughes. 13 receiving touchdowns for that young man this season. You just don't see that too often for high school football from wide receivers, but that's the kind of system they run here at Rocky River, and they run it well under OC Chris Atwater. 1st and 10 here for Rocky River. Here's the swing pass complete out to Danny Berg, but Midview converges down on that in a hurry. Sawyer McMillan, the junior, one of the first to greet him, is Berg. A short gain there of about 2 or 3.
Yeah, McMillan over there, also Hamoki in on the tackle, and I think Hamoki, if I remember my stats, is the leading tackler on the Midview Middies.
166 for him this season, Craig.
Unbelievable.
Tops in Lorain County.
He's a terrific linebacker. He's a good tight end, and his father was an awesome football player.
It looks like Urlacher out there. Look at him with the neck roll and everything. It's awesome. Certainly looks the part. Taylor here on 2nd and 8 rather, going deep down for Rowan Kennedy. It's caught for a touchdown, but let's see the flag as they throw it right away. And look at this Rocky River coaching staff on the sideline is furious, as that'll be a hold going against the Rocky River offense. And so that's twice tonight.
Yes.
Erase what would be a Pirate touchdown and back up the offense for the guys at home here tonight. That would have been a huge 58-yard touchdown pitch and catch there from Ryan Taylor to Rowan Kennedy. Well, and Craig, you know, again, it's not going to count because of the hold, but maybe that's why they're just dropping Peyton Ansel out of there in a hurry. It's because I don't really think he can stay stride for stride with Rowan Kennedy. That's not to pick on the young man at all.
Kennedy's a tremendous athlete.
Very few have been able to control these wide receivers for Rocky River this season. And, boy, that's a tough break there for the Pirate offense.
The coaching staff, I thought we were going to see some headsets getting slammed onto the ground.
They are irate. And, I mean, hard for us to tell. Obviously, you know, we don't have the replay or anything like that. So 2nd and 17 now here for Rocky River at their own 48-yard line. Taylor looking in the flat. He's got a man. That's DeSalvo. One man in front of him to try to make the tackle. Can't do it, so DeSalvo room to run up the far sideline. And he's right back into mini territory across the 40. And he's near that first down marker. He needs, what, the 35, and he's probably got the 38 and a half, 37-yard line maybe. So 2nd and 17 turns into 3rd and about 3 or 4 now here. As well, we're down to 68 seconds left, though, here, Craig, in this first half. So Rocky River, they still got a little ways to go with not endless time to do it, although they still have 3 timeouts. 7-7 our score. Tristan Hughes, 3-yard touchdown catch for Rocky River in that first quarter. Marcus McMahon, a 10-yard touchdown run for Midview, and that's been it on the scoreboard here tonight. Taylor on 3rd and 4. Quick pitch and catch to Hughes. He has the first down and more up the far sideline. And he finally gets escorted out of bounds near that 25-yard line. They'll give him the 26, so a nice gain there for Tristan Hughes working against Amir Gray, who finally got Hughes out of bounds, but again, not before he earns another Pirate first down.
Yeah, and smart play by Hughes. He got the first down, gained a few yards because it was there after the first down, and then got out of bounds to stop the clock. Saves them from having to take a timeout.
It's a heads-up play by the junior receiver, and it's always interesting sometimes with talented guys like him. They get caught trying to do too much sometimes because they know what they can do. It just doesn't always work out, but Hughes, a nice veteran-savvy play there. 1st and 10 here for Rocky River at the midi 27-yard line. Taylor looking near side. Now he's going to tuck it and run, but he gets tripped up right at that line of scrimmage. Sawyer McMillan in on the stop. He's had a nice second quarter and a nice play there. Forces Rocky River's hand in taking their first time out of this first half. So Sawyer McMillan really saving his defense at least, 7-8 yards, if not more, on that play right there. Nice play.
Yeah, big play. Definitely big play for the midi defense. 2 more timeouts left for River, 54 seconds left on the clock. So, again, Midview's really going to have to step up to keep this score where it is. And they, I think, would love to go into the locker room tied at 7.
Well, in case you're just tuning in the area with Trick or Treat coming to a close as we near 8 o'clock. Hopefully the young ones got a nice big haul of candy. I don't know how many houses are doing the full-size bars anymore. I don't know. In this day and age, it's tough to do. Hopefully the kiddos were able to find a couple of those. But, Craig, you treated us up here, man. I got to shout you out. Look at you.
I know. I brought a little – so I kind of robbed our own stash, right? And I didn't really have much of a bag, so I just grabbed a sandwich bag. And, we've got some Kit Kats in there, some Reese's, some Hershey bars.
It's everything you need, man.
Yep, absolutely.
We are nice and sugared up for what should be a fun second half. 56 seconds left to play here in this first half, though. Rocky River trying to retake the lead before half. Taylor throws a pump fake. Now he's just going to get thrown down by a host of Midview middies, but a flag does get thrown. Let's see who that goes against as, we get some extracurriculars here between a couple of middies and Pirates. So certainly emotions starting to rise as this one moves on.
Well, based on some hand gestures I just saw, I think that's working against River.
Yeah, and that offensive line, man, the officials have been on their case here this evening. And again, holds in a high school football game, Craig, it is going to be impossible for you and I to make a determination on whether any of these are good holding calls or not, right? So let's just get that out of the way. But Rocky River, I mean, they've been the guilty party on more than one occasion and on some back-breaking plays. That one not as much, but nonetheless, 2nd and 12 here, 45 seconds and counting. Taylor takes the shotgun snap, big drop, pocket collapsing, and who else? Sawyer McMillan again racing in to bring down the Rocky River quarterback, and now we got a Pirate down and in some serious pain. That's 76, Blake Gertz, the junior, who is in some serious discomfort on that Midview 45-yard line.
That is a coverage sack right there. He didn't have the time to throw that he's had in the first quarter. Midview is finding a way to close that pocket a little bit quicker, put a little more pressure on him. And that was a hit that he did not see coming because it came from behind, and that is exactly what the midi defense needed.
Yeah, back-end coverage certainly tightening up a bit on that occasion. So while they tend to the down to Blake Gertz, why don't we step aside, take a quick timeout. 37 seconds left to play in this first half. When we return, our score, Rocky River 7, Midview 7. We'll be back.
Fall is the season of change, and when things change in your life, be sure you have the best protection for what matters most to you. At the Cobos Insurance Agency, we're committed to helping you select the best insurance to accommodate the changing needs in your life. That's why Cobos recommends Ohio Mutual Insurance Group. Since 1901, Ohio Mutual has been keeping the promises that secure dreams. Find us online at kobosins.com. We'd love to help evaluate your insurance needs and recommend the best coverage from the best companies like Ohio Mutual.
37 seconds left to play here in this first half at Rocky River. Pirates 7, Midview 7, in what's been a really fun first-round playoff matchup here in Division III, Region 10. The winner has a date with Revere next Friday night, the 4 seed. Work to do here tonight. 3rd and 28 for quarterback Ryan Taylor. Big drop here, big heave down the field. He has a man in one-on-one, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Midview. Brennan Newton racing back on that one. Intercepts the football. Well, he was looking for Rowan Kennedy, was Ryan Taylor, who was one-on-one with Peyton Ansel, but credit Newton, he got back in a hurry on that play, seemingly out of nowhere, and just skies for that interception. That's a huge play there for the Midview defense.
It was like he was a left fielder drifting back on a fly ball, and he parked underneath it and hauled it in. First turnover of the ball game.
Yeah, that is a huge play there. As Ryan Taylor on 3rd and 28, I mean, really not a back-breaking turnover at all. It essentially works the same as a punt would have one play later, right?
But if that ball had about 2 more yards on it, they're probably in the end zone.
Well, cold night like tonight, you see the flagpole out there, that wind blowing back to our left, so against the direction that Taylor threw. And so that maybe had a little bit to do with that one as well. I don't know. So 1st and 10 here for Midview. They're at their own 3, so I am highly doubting that they get too crazy here with any of their play calling, but you do have to do enough just to get forward. Although Shea Williams, I think he'll just go ahead and take a knee here. Rocky River, they can only stop it once, and I don't think they will choose to do that. And no, they will not, so that should get us to the end of the first half, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, it will, as Midview begins to trot towards their sideline. And no, they won't. Do they have to snap it one more time? I don't think they do.
No, I don't think so either.
Rocky River, they're begging their coach to take a timeout, and, well, that's not going to matter.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that'll do it. So, there's a little bit of frustration, I think, on this Rocky River home sideline. I do not think those first 24 minutes went as they had sort of planned in their heads tonight, Craig, and I think you got to give the guys on that opposite sideline right now, Midview, a lot of credit for some of that frustration. But 24 minutes of football left to be played. We'll see how things shake out. First, we get to our Cobos Insurance Center halftime show. We'll take a look at the scoring plays, or only 2 of them, from that first half. We'll try to see what kind of scores from around the area we can find out. There's not a whole lot of action going on with the first round bye this week and all that good stuff. So we will be back with the Cobos Insurance Center halftime show after this timeout. Again, our score from Rocky River is the Pirates 7, Midview 7. We'll be right back here on the WEOL.com and Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel Game of the Week.
Happy fall and happy football season. Professional football became a fall favorite when it was introduced in 1920. That's 19 years after Ohio Mutual Insurance Group began keeping the promises that secure dreams. Stop in and see us at the Cobos Insurance Center to learn more about Ohio Mutual. Cobos can help you select the right coverage for your needs. Find us online at kobosins.com. If you want to protect your auto, home, farm, or business, you want Ohio Mutual on your team.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. We've helped thousands of people just like you match skills and experience with a career. We can help you train for a career that is in demand right now. You can even work in your field while taking classes. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
High school football in Lorain County is all about tradition, pride, and community, and that's what Stewart's Appliance is built on. For generations, Stewart's has been the family-owned appliance store you can count on for quality products and personal service. From refrigerators to washers, ovens to dishwashers, Stewart's has what you need to keep your home running. Proud to support Lorain County and proud to support high school sports. Stewart's Appliance, where community comes first.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed.
So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Halftime here at Rocky River. Pirates and Middies tied at 7 here on the Cobos Insurance Center halftime show. Again, big thanks to Cobos Insurance Center, our halftime sponsor all season long, and your Ohio Mutual Insurance Group agent. Well, while the Middies band takes over, we'll turn it over to the Midview Marching Band. We'll have Rocky River on after that, but first enjoy the tunes of the Marching Middies.
Get in there, Pelt.
I am. I'm hungry over there, man. Might would not load those guys up. I think they got on from the
Let me find us. Where are we at? Okay. We're looking at 2 or 3.
three. Purdue's losing 48 to nothing.
Just a few
Holy
days.
crap,
Great
Purdue's
Marcus Jr.
holding
was
up
given
their
a tight
tradition.
timeline to write the theme for the song for the 1984 Ghostbusters movie and was struggling to come up with a tune that would include the title of the movie. He found inspiration from a local late-night television ad. Over 40 years later, we still know who we're going to call.
I'm not getting anything yet, Jared, just so you know.
Oh, God, I got Casey Wolf texting me about stuff.
Okay, 3's up.
We're good. That's
Yeah,
good.
3's up. Casey got some words to say about my forecast.
No. He was talking about, he's like, it's pretty funny. So check it out. Casey's got this. That's the beauty of this product.
Yeah!
Help.
Pelt on the camera.
Casey Wolf. Look in front of you, Help. It's funny. You got him, Help.
A tune you can't have a spooky show without. It seems like the perfect time to play the music from one of the best music videos of all time. We may not be Michael Jackson, but we do have some dance moves up our sleeves. Get ready for Thriller. forward to seeing you at all of our events this year. Thank you, and as always, go Middies!
Happy fall and happy football season. Professional football became a fall favorite when it was introduced in 1920. That's 19 years after Ohio Mutual Insurance Group began keeping the promises that secured dreams. Stop in and see us at the Cobos Insurance Center to learn more about Ohio Mutual. Cobos can help you select the right coverage for your needs. Find us online at cobosins.com. If you want to protect your auto, home, farm, or business, you want Ohio Mutual on your team.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down, or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
At the peak of his reign, this spooky groove is one of the best performing singers of all time. Darkness falls across the land, and the midnight hour is close at hand. No mere mortal can resist the evil of the Thriller.
Have I ever told you what I used to do at WLKR? So when the Vincent Price part would come on, he'd say, "Darkness falls." I had taken the background sound of that and looped it, and so I had it timed up just right that when that came on, I would bring the song down and hit the loop, and it starts that everybody singing, you're going to hear "Darkness falls," and I would take a hit of helium off of a big balloon, bring my voice way up, and what you would hear is "Darkness falls across the land." It was great, loved it.
Three's good. Actually interviewed Vincent Price like pretty much right after this came out over at Lorain College. He was there.
Oh, that's awesome.
I didn't interview him. I was in the studio when he did it.
Hey, when we come back on, I got to compliment the River Band, the mini band team for coming out. And I'm also going to mention that when I drove in, I was right behind the Midview band bus. Have you ever seen that wagon? It's phenomenal.
Next, we go to a song that we played last week with our frenemies from Bay. It was a hit by the Royal Crown Review during a swing revival to reach its peak in the mid-1990s.
Got some shout-outs,
When you
too.
hear it, most of you will picture a wild and crazy green-faced Jim Carrey in a bright yellow zoot suit dancing like a maniac to woo co-star Cameron Diaz in the 1994 movie The Mask. Our pomps and flags can wow an audience without the help of any ancient mythological magic, and they strut their stuff in our rendition of Hey, Pachuco.
Well, they won 3 in a row after that.
Yeah.
Thinking yourself
Season's
in a good
so
shape.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna get that peanut butter
We close tonight with a song recorded by Trinidadian American rapper and singer Nicki Minaj. Released on Valentine's Day in 2012, this single has been certified 6 times platinum and spent 21 weeks in the Billboard Top 10. The Rock River High School Band first performed this song in 2019 as part of that year's senior show, and we liked it so much we're bringing it back for a 3rd time. Here's our rendition of the techno-pop hit Starships. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rocky River Marching Band! The Rocky River Marching Band is under the direction of Mr. Mike Capretta. Assistant directors are Mr. Chris Warren and Mr. Shelby Hammering. The palm and flag riser is Mr. Henry Kelly, and the percussion instructor is Mr. Andy Shue. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Happy Halloween and go Pirates!
Happy fall and happy football season. Professional football became a fall favorite when it was introduced in 1920. That's 19 years after Ohio Mutual Insurance Group began keeping the promises that secure dreams. Stop in and see us at the Cobos Insurance Center to learn more about Ohio Mutual. Cobos can help you select the right coverage for your needs. Find us online at cobosins.com. If you want to protect your auto, home, farm, or business, you want Ohio Mutual on your team.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down, or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Stewart's Appliance. Family owned, locally trusted, and proud to support Lorain County. Whether it's a new fridge, washer, or stove, Stewart's is here for you. Stewart's Appliance, serving families, supporting community.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Back here at Rocky River High School, Rocco Nuosci, Craig Couch here with you. Jared Kozer, Gary Pelter on site as well, which means we've probably between the four of us had one too many Caddyshack references for our own good. But
you've seen the movie, right?
I have. So
okay,
now, you
for
guys
a
don't
while
have to
there
bully
you
me
had
anymore.
not seen it, correct?
A long while I had not seen it. Yeah, up until like 2 months ago I had not seen it. Yeah. See, it was It was bad. It was as I've explained to Jared. I just needed the right viewing partner, Mrs. Nuosci. Probably not the most qualified candidate given her humor preferences, so we had to pivot to Rocco Nuosci Sr., who gladly obliged. As a matter of fact, we started this movie at we're way off track now, but whatever. We had started.
We have time.
It was about 11 o'clock or so, and I was over there. I was spending the night at his house. My dentist is still in his area, so I was, early morning dentist appointment, staying the night. And so it's like 11 o'clock. We just finished watching the new Superman movie, and I turn and look at him. I'm like, well, you want to watch something else, like another movie? So we're talking about some movies, and Caddyshack gets referenced. And I told him how you guys had just about each and every broadcast cornered me and just, obliterated me for not having seen Caddyshack.
So did you tell him, well, I haven't seen it, but I kind of have? I mean,
yeah, I told him
I recited the whole movie.
I said I could piece
from
together the
beginning to
movie
end.
based off of exactly. So I was, eventually the conversation, hey, so do you want to watch another movie? And his answer was basically, well, only if it's Caddyshack. And so there we go. I've seen Caddyshack in its beautiful entirety and can now quote along with you guys.
We can be friends now. Awesome.
It's one of very few things I do have going for me, Pelt, but that's. Well, yeah, and so, yeah, exactly.
Oh, boy, we're going to get started.
Well, Craig.
Easy, Jared, easy. Hey, by the way, real quick, Rocco.
There we go.
We've got some shout-outs.
Oh.
Ryan Fairbairn listening. Awesome.
Oh,
good to see that you're tuned in, Ryan. I'll see you on Sunday. We golf in the same indoor group, so awesome to have Ryan listening in. Todd Strebel checking in as well. Strebel, a good friend, and good to have Todd checking in. And Todd's just not checking in. He's analyzing the game snap by
I
snap.
Can see that.
So I've got to soak some of this in and see if I can regurgitate it. Casey Wolf, shout out to Casey Wolf.
Oh, the Wolfman.
Yeah,
Wolfman. Dialed in.
Watching. Yeah.
Well, there's one guy at Amherst who can pull off that Wolf look, and I know who it is. Wow.
That's
Pelt to behold right there.
That's Pelt's handiwork over there on the camera.
Man. That's good stuff right there. Well, Ryan, head coach at Midview now, right? For the baseball program?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of Midview and baseball, how about Eric Lauer for Toronto?
Yeah.
A Midview Midi pitching in the World Series and doing a really good job. Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out who to root for, the Dodgers or Toronto, and the Dodgers were I was always a huge fan of the Dodgers when I was young. Dodgers were terrific under Tommy Lasorda. I'll never forget Kirk Gibson's home run.
Sure.
First game of the World Series against the A's, I think in 1988. Gibson comes out up to bat as a pinch hitter, down by one, can barely walk, and he hits a home run to win it. I mean, it was just one of the most dramatic endings to a sporting event that I had ever seen at that age. And to this day, I still consider it one of the greatest ends to any sporting event. So part of me was leaning toward the Dodgers, but then the other part of me said, well, wait a minute. Toronto's American League, and I would like to root for the American League team because that's the league that the Guardians are in. And Eric Lauer from Midview is on Toronto. Yep. Well, I think I'm rooting for Toronto now.
Well,
not only that, but they're the underdog.
How many
right?
former Guardians reside on that Blue Jay roster, right?
Like,
Miles Straw,
exactly.
Andres Jimenez, Shane Bieber now as well after the trade over the summer, right? So
Ernie Clement,
Akron Rubber Duck legend, Ernie Clement. Yeah,
Ernie Clement. I saw his batting average in the playoffs, and it was for the regular season, and it was up there. It was like a 300 or something batting average.
He was up
I
over
could be
280
wrong,
for regular season.
Yes.
I know Pelt was holding up the 4. That was the postseason. His postseason average is insane. He's having a heck of a postseason.
Right.
Well,
good for him. But Ernie, where were you when we needed you, brother?
No kidding. Well, Craig, we got about 30 seconds here before we kick things off for half number 2. We didn't really get into a scoring recap, and honestly, there really wasn't a whole lot on that front to talk about, right? Tristan Hughes, 3-yard touchdown catch in the first quarter. Marcus McMahon, 10-yard touchdown run for Midview in the second, and that knocks us up at 7. Craig, what's it going to take for one of these two sides to persevere from the other in the second half?
Well, boy, that's a great question. I mean, I think that if you're Midview, you just keep doing what you're doing because you have been able to move the ball by running it. And you know what? At times, they've been disappointed with the outcome as they've driven down the field to only be stopped before punching the ball in. But they were able to get one in there in the second quarter, and their running back, McMahon, has had a tremendous ball game. I'd like to know how many yards he has. It's well over 100
sure, easily. Yeah.
And you know what? If you're River, you got to keep doing the same thing that you're doing. But I think that they would like to connect on some of those long passes. And they have a couple times, but those points have been taken off the board.
Yeah.
And so Midview's kind of lucked out a little bit there. Without those penalties, they could be down by a couple touchdowns.
And so here we go, second half underway as this one is muffed by Rocky River, and I think the Pirates pounce on it near their own 30-yard line. So near disaster for the Pirates as Rowan Kennedy, he botched that catch and immediately fell on top of the football before anybody in white could beat him to it. So Rocky River, all things considered, not horrible field position to start here at their own 31-yard line. We'll quickly reset the River offense. Stephen McHenry, Brian Hurt, Alex Beaugrade, Charlie Euler, Blake Gertz, the big five up front, Tristan Hughes, Rowan Kennedy, Danny Berger, the receivers, Joey DeSalvo, the back, Henry Ward's the tight end, and Ryan Taylor is the quarterback. We'll get you that Midview defense once again here in a short moment. I think, Craig, you hit it on the head, my friend. Rocky River connected on a couple of those deep balls, but some untimely holding penalties immediately wiping those away. Danny Berg on the swing route here, grit, yardage, and more. He's out across midfield. Hamoki, a late shove out of bounds, and I don't think they're going to penalize him for it. I think they're thinking that Berg, you know, maybe had the Hollywood display on there, maybe a little flop late. Hamoki definitely made contact late, but ultimately that one is just a nice gain for Danny Berg and nothing more. So now they're into Midview territory, are the Pirates, at the Midview 49-yard line. 5 wide receiver set here for Taylor, who's empty in the backfield. He takes the snap, looking right side, fires in and out of the hands of Rowan Kennedy, incomplete. And I'll tell you what, Craig, it's not, freezing. It's Northeast Ohio. We know well that it gets a lot colder than what we're dealing with here tonight.
Sure.
But it gets cold, that football gets a little hard, and firing those 5-6 yard slant routes across the middle, that's not as easy a pitch and catch as it is back in late August, early September.
True, he had some heat on that football, no doubt about it.
Trying to catch a boulder out there. Empty set here again for Taylor. He's going to tuck this one, keep it himself. Flag thrown again, and you already know in all likelihood where that one's coming is Taylor's out across the 25 near the 20, gets shoved out of bounds there, and that might all be for naught. And you see the guilty party here, Alex Van Meter, the senior, just kind of throwing his hands up in disgust. He can't believe he got called for a penalty that I don't think he believes he committed, and instead you hear the Boo Birds.
What do you see that's different in the River offense right now? I know it's only a few plays, but what do you see that's different from what we saw in the first half? You had a little throw out to the running back, right?
Yeah.
Big gain from him.
A lot of checkdowns.
And you had a quarterback keeper, right? It looked like he was back to pass, but he wasn't going to pass. He was going to take off. And he had a lot of room to run, and he had a monster gain going, except for the penalty wipes it off. So is that a change in their game plan? Maybe, maybe not. I don't think there's really a reason to change the game plan, but you know what? You show that a few times, it's going to get the defense thinking.
Well, and you got to get some better play from your offensive line. I think you got to find a way to cut down on these penalties as Hughes takes this one on the jet sweep. Hughes looking to cut this one back, reversing Fields, and he can't do it. He gets swallowed by a gaggle of white jerseys there.
Gaggle.
Yeah.
Nice.
Deep in the vocabulary.
Sounds like a Halloween term.
Oh, there
sorts.
we go. I do what I can.
Fits in the Halloween vernacular. Gaggle.
Well, Tristan Hughes was doing what he could there, but it wasn't much as Midview rallied down on him in a hurry. And so you had a Ryan Taylor run that got this offense inside the 20. And now, Craig, instead of that, you're staring at 3rd and 19 from your own 42-yard line.
3rd and 19, and I tell you what, win, lose, or draw, they're going to be kicking themselves in the pants for all those big plays that were taken away due to penalties.
How about another one here? Maybe Taylor cocks back, fires deep down the far sideline, and that one is out of bounds. Nothing doing there for the big tight end, Henry Ward, as that ball was 5 or 6 yards out of bounds. So now Rocky River in a 4th and 19 situation at their own 42-yard line. I mean, conventional wisdom, regardless of how talented your offense is, would probably tell you to punt this one away and
I don't see
trust
the
your
punt team
defense.
anywhere.
But no. Now, they did this once in the first half where they lined up and then they trotted everybody off quickly, sprinted everybody off, and then the punt team came on, and I don't know if that's what we'll see again here.
Well, they must have.
Oh,
there must have been a penalty. I didn't see it, but they just marched the ball down the field.
We totally missed. That was roughing the passer that went against Midview. We totally missed that.
Wow, that is an unfortunate penalty for the Middies.
I totally missed that flag that got thrown. And they did not make a big fuss about it here at the stadium, but nonetheless, a roughing the passer gets a fresh set of downs here for Rocky River. They're quickly back to work on offense. Hughes on the little screen play here, still up down the near sideline. He never stepped out of bounds. Hughes all the way to the end zone. Is that going to stand? Touchdown, Rocky River. But a flag is thrown back at the 40-yard line. Flag back at the 38-yard line, and again, a hold against Rocky River. And these Pirate fans cannot believe what they're seeing right now.
I was just going to say the natives are getting restless, to say the least.
Yeah, another penalty flag, another holding call. You would assume right where Hughes was kind of, you know, maybe
trying to break some tackles.
Yeah, he's trying to break tackles. Blockers
are
trying to get some space for him.
Well, good for him. I mean, he was not giving up on the play. He could have easily just stepped out of bounds and said, okay, let's set up for another play, but he kept going, kept the feet moving.
Boy, oh boy. 1st and 20 now for Rocky River, again in their own territory at the 47. Midview will just send 3 here at Taylor. Taylor looking down the far sideline and nothing doing there. He was looking for Rowan Kennedy on that out route. He had, you know, some separation from the defensive back, but not a good ball from Taylor. 2nd and 20 now. Boy, I mean, and just how many times, I mean, but so Rocky River seems to have had an answer for some of these holding calls on more occasions than not, right? Again, they only have the 7. They've eventually kind of fizzled out offensively on most of these drives, but they've found a way to usually get a good chunk of the yardage back. But how many times can you do that, Craig? How many times can you try to do that?
Well, that's just it. Somehow you got to keep your calm, your cool, and your confidence, and it's got to be tough to do when every time you have success down the field, there's a flag that brings back the call. Yeah. I mean, how many times have we seen that happen tonight against River? By the way, incomplete pass, of course. But, I mean, that's, what, 4 or 5 times that we've seen big plays wiped off because of penalties? I mean, there's only so many of those you can take before you really start to lose your confidence.
Sure.
You lose your cool.
Well, and it's just frustrating more so than anything else. And I think what can happen from that is players, they start to try to force things a little bit, right? I think the decision-making from Ryan Taylor has been pretty darn good here tonight. But will that continue? If he continues to have these big plays taken away, we'll have to see. 3rd and 20 here for Rocky River at their own 47-yard line. Midview again only brings 3, and a tight throw is caught.
Wow.
Danny Berg, it was in, out, and then back into his hands, and he's got first down yardage and more. Danny Berg brought down at the 26-yard line, so a gain there of 27 yards. Wow, what a catch there from Danny Berg. What focus to maintain concentration on that football. Taylor here with 5 wide. He works quickly, steps up in the pocket under pressure. Midview trying to rally down to him. Can they get him from turning the corner? No, Taylor's still up. Now he slides down inside the 10 near that 8-yard line. So a pickup of 18 there for Ryan Taylor. 2 back-to-back big plays for this Pirate offense, and just like that, they're inside the 10, goal to go.
Smart decision by Taylor. He took a couple of shots in the first half, and I think he decided he didn't want to take any more, so he slid down there near about the 10, 9-yard line, and they're set up, and they are looking to put one in here to start the second half.
4 receivers and a back for quarterback Ryan Taylor. He'll pitch it out quickly to Tristan Hughes. Hughes lets the blocking in front of him develop, and now Midview finally rallies down on it, and they bring him down inside the 5 near the 4. And no further for Tristan Hughes, as Braden Hamoki and friends were there to greet him. A couple of other middies in on the stop. I saw Demir Gray, the sophomore corner, in there as well. But Rocky River that much closer to finding 6 more points, and that would give them the lead. Still 7-7 here with 9:20 and counting left to play here in this third quarter. Pirates right back to the line of scrimmage. 4 receivers and a back. Taylor in the shotgun, Berg the man in motion. They fake it to him. They give to DeSalvo on the counter. DeSalvo looking for the end zone, still plucking, and he was nearing that goal line and eventually gets wrestled down shy. as Midview was able to stand strong. Demir Gray and a couple of others, Brennan Newton as well, in on that stop. And now Midview backs up against the wall. Rocky River, though, right back to the line of scrimmage.
To the line. Quarterback
Taylor
keeper.
under center. Did he get in? He reached for the end zone, and let's see. Now, was this a fumble? He fumbled the football. Ryan Taylor fumbled the football. Midview recovers, and they say Midview football. Oh, my goodness. Ryan Taylor, he bounced it left side. He reached for the end zone. He got dragged back. You had Pirates signaling for a touchdown, and somewhere as Taylor was getting dragged back by the middies, they poked that football free. They pounce on it, and the officials, they don't give Taylor the forward progress. That's a turnover. Wow. Man, oh, man.
Midview is they have lived a good life so far here tonight. Now, they've got to take advantage of this situation. You've had River knocking on your door several times. You're, I would say, lucky to have a 7-7 score.
Yeah.
They've got to be able to move this out of the shadow of their own end zone, of course, but they've got to start taking advantage of the penalties and the third and longs that they've been able to put River into.
99 yards to go here for Midview if they hope to get into the end zone. Shea Williams trying to get the party started on that front, a QB keeper, and they'll give him, what, one, I think, there before forward progress blows the play dead. So a short gain there for Shea Williams gets his team, you know, the tiniest bit of breathing room, but not much. 2nd and 8, they'll say. Ball spotted at the 3.
You mentioned that the penalties had to be frustrating for Rocky River. Where do you think the frustration level is right now? Well, it's got to be through the roof.
And you could see a couple of Pirates. I think number 13, Michael Beebe, was one of them. Just very emotion-filled, trying to fire his defense up as they took the field. I think they can sense some things are going against them right now, and they just got to make a play to try to keep their focus and you know, concentration about them. McMahon takes this one left of center and weasels his way across the 5 to about the 7 or 8 yard line. So another short gain there for McMahon. Rocco Bayon and Jeff Maslar, the two to bring him down for Rocky River. So 3rd and 3 now here for Midview. Ball spotted at their own 8 yard line as we tick down to 7.5 left to go here in this 3rd quarter.
Well, if you're the middies, the first thing you have to do here, obviously, is get a first down. You got to keep moving the ball. You got to get out of that inside the 20 where you currently are.
3 receivers, 2 backs for Shea Williams. Pass tipped at the line of scrimmage, and I thought that the tight end turned defensive back, Henry Ward, might have a shot at that one, or defensive end, I should say, as Williams was looking for a quick hitting comeback route on the opposite side of the field, wasn't there. And so now Midview, they'll go 3 and out, and they'll have to punt this one away, but they did their job defensively, the possession before forcing the turnover. Problem is, you got to go play defense again right away, and in all likelihood, Rocky River will start this next drive in Midview territory.
Oh, yeah, the wind is blowing right into the punter's face. And it's not a real stiff breeze, but it's enough to affect a punt for sure.
Sure is. Vanya gets this one away. He angles it far sideline, bounces across the 30, shy of the 35. So that is pristine starting field position here for the Rocky River Pirates. Tell you what, why don't we sneak in a quick 30-second timeout. 7:13 left to play here in the 3rd. It's Rocky River 7, Midview 7. We'll be right back after this.
High school football in Lorain County is all about tradition, pride, and community, and that's what Stewart's Appliance is built on. For generations, Stewart's has been the family-owned appliance store you can count on for quality products and personal service. From refrigerators to washers, ovens to dishwashers, Stewart's has what you need to keep your home running. Proud to support Lorain County and proud to support high school sports. Stewart's Appliance, where community comes first.
Back here at Rocky River, 7-7 our score. Ryan Taylor, quick hitting pass here to Tristan Hughes. Hughes, a series of moves here, still on his feet, out across the 30, looking for the 25-yard line. He's still up and now finally gets wrestled down shy of the 25, up near that 26-yard line. So a pickup of about 9. He caught that football for a gain of about 2 and then was just quite literally, Craig, fighting off middies, trying to muscle his way for some extra yardage, and he did just that.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to go down with maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain, but give him a lot of credit. He kept moving, kept looking for an opportunity to shift around and maybe find another yard or 2, and like you said, it turned into a 9-yard pickup where it looked like he was going to be dropped near the line of scrimmage.
He has been tremendous tonight. I know He hasn't, you haven't seen the fireworks that a lot of Pirates fans have seen from him typically over the years. As this pass is intercepted, then dropped, incomplete. Incomplete. Brennan Newton and Tristan Hughes both came together looking to catch that football. I think Newton had it and was kind of rolling on top of Hughes. And he just, it's that NFL term, Craig. He didn't finish the catch, right? You got to complete the process, and he
Newton
didn't.
is pleading his case. And you know what? I think he had it for sure. It looked like he had his arms on it. Tristan Hughes was able to wrestle it away, and the official just had no choice but to call what he called, I guess. But I tell you what, that looked like that could have gone Midview's way.
Well, and this is where I come back to that decision-making for Taylor. It's been sharp more often than not, but you saw again right there, trying to squeeze one into a window that probably just wasn't really there. But 3rd and 1 here nonetheless. Taylor takes the shotgun snap, fakes it to Hughes, keeps it himself. And where did he start that slide? He needs the 25, and one spot tells me that he has it. The other's going to tell me he's a fraction of a football short. And let's see. Chain gang hasn't moved. They haven't signaled first down.
Now they're
going to talk about it. Oh man! Again, with the slides, it's always tough because it just depends on where he starts the slide. They say 4th down.
Yeah.
They're going to say 4th and inches here for Rocky River.
Rocco, the initial placement was right on the 25-yard line, which would be good for the first. But then they came in. One of the officials came in and backed it up about, 4 inches, 5 inches?
Yeah, I mean, just next to nothing. Oh, they move it back even a half step more on that. Oh, man, this is 4th and 1 here for Rocky River. 2 backs with quarterback Ryan Taylor, and now we get a timeout. And that will be taken by the officials? Oh, man. Well, Jared, I don't think this one.
Well, that was a re-spot. that was a re-spot because we had a spot, then we had a re-spot, and now we've got another re-spot.
There's not as much enjoyment, I don't think, with the remeasure here on this home sideline right now. 4th and 1 for Rocky River. Ball at their own 26-yard line. I'm sorry, the Midview 26. They need the 25. Hughes looking for it. It's head of seam at the middle. Hughes at the 10, the 5. He's in. Touchdown, Pirates.
Wow.
26 yards. Tristan Hughes took it all the way to the end zone. He had a burst up the seam, step to his left, and he was into the end zone. 13-7, Rocky River takes control in front of Midview. And the Pirates back out in front looking to punch their ticket to next Friday. A date with Revere on the line. Extra point here for the Pirates to make this a 14-7 game. It is up, and it is good. So our score with 5:50 left to play here in the 3rd. It is Rocky River 14, Midview 7. We'll be right back on the WEOL.com and Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel Game of the Week after this.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down. Or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Stewart's Appliance. Family owned, locally trusted, and proud to support Lorain County. Whether it's a new fridge, washer, or stove, Stewart's is here for you. Stewart's Appliance, serving families, supporting community.
So Tristan Hughes, the 26-yard touchdown run, makes this a 14-7 Rocky River lead on top of Midview. As Midview had their chances to get off the field that drive there, Craig, including that 4th and 1 that Hughes ended up scoring on. They take a gamble. They kind of try to collapse from the outside in, and Hughes takes it right up the soft spot of the defense and into the end zone. 26 yards later, Pirates are back on top by 7. Ensuing kickoff here, little pooch kick to Midview, fielded by the return man at the 30, looking to reverse fields here. I think that's Gage Weaver. Look at Weaver now across the 35 up towards the 40, and then finally gets shoved out of bounds near that 45-yard line. They'll give him the 44. And so, all in all, not a bad little run back there for Gage Weaver, as he ran about 30 yards to get an extra, 7 or 8 for his team, but All those little details matter on a night like tonight where clearly, Craig, offense and points have come at a premium, 14-7 here halfway through this third quarter. So what can Midview do now offensively to try to strike back?
Well, give Weaver credit. He saw that if he went to the left, he probably wasn't going to go too far. Saw some room to run over here on the right, and like you said, ran a long way for an extra few yards, but like you said, they all matter. And they've got really good field position now as they set up at the 45-yard line.
They sure do. This is where Shea Williams will start with 3 receivers, 2 backs.
A little movement on the line.
Haven't seen too much split back from the Midview offense here tonight. McMahon takes this one, and he's out across the 50 into Rocky River territory near the 49-yard line. So a pickup of 6 there for Marcus McMahon. And I think right now, if you're Midview, look, you're down 1 score. You got plenty of time. You don't need to panic and get away from what you do offensively. You can kind of stick to that ground and pound and try to run this right down Rocky River's throat.
Right, absolutely. We said in the pregame that one thing Midview could not do would be to get down big because they don't have the type of offense that can put up a couple quick scores. They are a grounded pound, take time off the clock type of offense, and they've kept the game close. 14-7 is certainly by no means out of reach for the Midview Middies with all the time that's left.
2nd and 4 here for Midview. Ball goes to a new ball carrier who's out across the 40, inside the 40, near that Rocky River 39-yard line. That's Jace Wright. One of the few carries we've seen him have tonight. I think that's the first carry we've seen of him tonight. The numbers on Jace Wright coming into the year, 15 carries, 206 yards, just 1 touchdown, but averaging over 13 yards a carry, and that's a nice rip there and a first down for Midview.
Well, you see McMahon, and he usually runs between the tackles. He doesn't get outside all that much, or at least he hasn't tonight.
Right.
So you bring in somebody else, and nice job by pardon me, number 14.
Jace Wright.
Jace Wright,
yeah.
Yes. We've mentioned him on defense, I think, a couple times, but nice job by him to go to the outside.
Well,
and he's
gets
going to get another carry here.
Yeah, a little off-tackle run to the left side this time, and he's up near the 35-yard line. That run started at the 39, so give Jace Wright another 4 yards, and Midview not doing anything crazy offensively here on this possession, just staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, and getting good yardage on first down to make the ensuing downs a little easier in terms of picking up first downs.
Well, you keep pounding away, and you start to wonder, is the defensive line going to be able to hold up? I think part of the game plan is to try to wear him down as best you can.
McMahon, a vicious cut at the line of scrimmage there, and now he's got the first down and more inside the 25-yard line, nearing the 20, and they rule him down right at the 20. So a gain of 15 there for Marcus McMahon. Him and Jace Wright working in tandem here. This offensive possession for Midview, and it's really as simple as turn to Jace Wright, give it to him, turn to Marcus McMahon, give it to him, and we figured we'd see a lot of that here tonight. That continues for Midview here in the third quarter, and I think you said it, Craig. You wonder, how long can that defensive front for Rocky River hold against an offense for Midview that really, again, they just love to get physical. They love to run it down your throat, and Rocky River's been up for that challenge tonight so far. Can they sustain it? Little swing pass here to Marcus McMahon, and well, they answer that challenge right there. Look at all the red jerseys swarming to Marcus McMahon. Big 56 there. Stephen McHenry, one of the first to greet him. I believe 71 as well, or maybe 70 rather. Tom Van Meter in on that stop. A couple of maroon jerseys, and there were more behind him. If those two didn't get him, nothing doing there for McMahon.
That was a slow developing play. I like the idea trying to get him to leak outside a little bit, maybe create a one-on-one situation or so. But the play just was slow to develop.
Well, and I almost wonder if there was maybe some sort of miscommunication because there were really no blockers in front of McMahon once he caught that swing pass. So I don't know if they all kind of went the other way as McMahon swung right or what. But a loss of 6 makes this 2nd and 16 now for Midview at the River 26-yard line. High snap corralled by Williams. He turns. He gives to McMahon. McMahon trying to get some of that lost yardage back, but not much. He's across the 25, nearing the 20. Maybe got more than I thought. He's maybe up to the 22. So a gain of 4 there for Marcus McMahon. Makes this 3rd and 12. And again, Craig, I think obvious 4-down territory here for Midview.
Sure, absolutely.
Wright and Williams in the backfield with quarterback Shea Williams. 3 receivers out there as well. 2 to his left, 1 to his right. Zach Wallace, Brennan Newton, those to his left. Ethan Stout, the lone receiver here on the right. Rocky River, a defensive stop here, goes a long way towards trying to book a date with Revere next Friday. By the way, Revere in the house tonight. Saw some of their football players roaming the sideline during the halftime break.
Good
there.
block.
McMahon bounces this one left outside. He is up inside the 10. Does he have the first down? Going to be close. I think he does. boy, in the spot big here, it was 3rd and 12 from the 22. You guys can do the math. He needed the 10. Did he get it? No. They're going to say 4th and inches.
I said good block, and I think that was Jace Wright with the block, and he really put one on his defender, and I thought that was going to be enough for the first down. Boy, he is just a hair shy.
And he stretched. I mean, as he was coming down to the turf, he kind of stretched that football forward as much as he could without losing control of it. And they do have that nose shy of the 10. That's what he needs. But, I mean, you could, whisper at the football, Craig, and I think it would probably blow forward enough to get first down yardage. But
so if you're the Middies, what do you do now? You just hand it off to your main man, right? You got to go with the horse.
Well, those little quarterback powers.
I was going to say
Williams,
a little quarterback keeper.
Those have been effective. Those have been effective for them tonight.
You need a yard. You could get a little tush-push situation there,
Exactly.
perhaps.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to
measure midi mosh is what we could call it.
Midi mosh.
So we do have one measure. Do we get the classic remeasure? We did last time. Midview had a game here on
I'm a kid of the 90s. I like the word mosh.
4th down. That's what they stick with. All right. So we do get the measurement. We don't get the classic remeasure. Unfortunate, but.
We return to action.
Well, you can only ask for so much, Rocco.
I know.
We had a re spot, correct? And you don't get those too often.
Just wait till we get our first wedgie for basketball season. That's blow the lid off the place.
Wait a minute.
Oh, come on, you don't know what a basketball wedge is when it gets wedged between the rim and the backboard on a shot?
Yeah,
come on. 4th and 1 here for Midview at the River 10. Brennan Newton looking for first down yardage. I don't think he's got it. Rocky River thinks they have the stop, and they do. Yeah. The Pirate defense stands strong, and Midview stonewalled as they were nearing the end zone. Nothing doing there for the Middies. And they'll have to go right back to work on defense. Rocky River, a huge defensive stop in this football game, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. Tried to go over to the right a little bit, and it just was not there. Penalty on the field now, and it looks like that signal's going against Midview. Not sure what the penalty is for.
Yeah, probably a dead ball after the fact play here, and that'll go against Midview. So 15 free yards for the Pirates will really help Rocky River out. I mean, as it stands now, they would be back against their own 10-yard line. Not that you don't have breathing room with that, but now 15 yards, you're all the way out to the 25.
Yeah.
And so Midview defensively, you can't really pin your ears back like you might have been able to if you had them at the 10.
Yeah.
Now you got to kind of play them a little more straight up. So
well, in Midview with one turnover, and it was an interception. This would be a heck of a time for another one.
Yeah. Well, they do have two. They have the forced fumble at the goal
line.
line.
Oh, that's right. Pardon
well
me, the fumble. Yes,
so,
you are correct.
Well,
I
be a
apologize.
big time for number 3.
Yeah, and Taylor's throwing into the wind, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, that flag is howling over there to our left in the far end zone as a little swing pass here to Tristan Hughes. Caught. Hughes looking to put the skates on his defenders, and he gets across the 25. Well, he's still up. Look at them still pushing the pile. Hughes still moving across the 30 near the 35-yard line. And what a second effort there by Tristan Hughes. Might have given his team a first down. And let's see. No, it's going to be about a yard short. So a 9-yard gain there on first down. But I thought that was a gain of about 2. Second time tonight we've seen Hughes really push the pile late like that. 5 receiver set here as Rocky River moves quickly. It's caught by Berg. Berg has the first down and more across the 35-yard line near the 40 out to the 38-yard line. So a gain of 3 there for Danny Berg. And you can see these empty sets, I think, really stressing this Midview defense right now. It's kind of stretching them across the field, and there's just a lot of athletes you got to try to account for right now for Rocky River offensively if you're the Midview D.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of getting it into their skilled positions. Like Hughes, obviously, that's number one target. You want to put the ball in his hands as much as possible. But when it looks like he needs a breather, who do they go to? They go to the running back out of the for a little pass out into the flat to the running back, and it gives Hughes an opportunity to catch his breath and then get ready for the next play.
Well, I thought you were going to say who are they going to go to? The Ghostbusters, which would have been very thematically fitting here on a Friday night on Halloween, but That's all right. Nonetheless, we'll head to the fourth quarter here at Rocky River. Our score, the Pirates 14, Midview 7. Rocky River driving when we come back after this timeout on the WEOL.com and Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel Game of the Week.
Happy fall and happy football season. Professional football became a fall favorite when it was introduced in 1920. That's 19 years after Ohio Mutual Insurance Group began keeping the promises that secured dreams. Stop in and see us at the Cobos Insurance Center to learn more about Ohio Mutual. Cobos can help you select the right coverage for your needs. Find us online at CobosINS.com. If you want to protect your auto, home, farm, or business, you want Ohio Mutual on your team.
At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down, or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Mick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Start of the fourth quarter here at Rocky River in this opening round playoff matchup, Division III, Region 10. Pirates lead Midview 14-7. Pirates have the football to start this fourth quarter. Taylor looking deep across the middle. Is that intercepted? It is! That ball is intercepted by Brennan Newton as he overshot Rowan Kennedy. Now let's see. The officials are going to talk about it. The initial ruling was an interception. Let's see. Rocky River confident that it's incomplete. No, they say intercepted. Boy, Craig Couch speaking into existence, my friend. Right before we broke for the fourth quarter timeout, you said what a time it would be for Midview to muster up another turnover, and they do. Their third of the night. Ryan Taylor playing with fire there. He overshot Rowan Kennedy. He's done that a couple of times tonight, Craig. He's overshot his receivers on these short slant routes across the middle. That one comes back to bite him as Brennan Newton was there to scoop up that interception.
Yeah, the way one of those officials came running in, I thought for sure he was going to say the ball was on the turf.
Man.
They give him the interception, and this is, you want to talk about a gift for the Midview offense. Here it is.
Got to capitalize off of that, right?
Start of the fourth period of play. They've got to get down the field. They've got to punch it in.
1st and 10 Middies at their own 45-yard line. Can they find a way to tie this football game up? McMahon on the carry here, looking for some blocking to develop. It doesn't. He gets swallowed up in the backfield as the Pirates were all over that defensively. Thomas Hurt and Michael Beebe, the two in maroon, to shoot down and greet him. And McMahon had nothing working there, a loss of maybe half a yard. McMahon, that's one of those where, you know, you love his patience as a runner. You maybe want to see him just sort of hit that hole a little more aggressive next time. And just that little delay, I think, allowed the rest of those Pirates to work their way downfield and wrap them up. So 2nd and 10 now for the Middies. Again, start of the fourth quarter.
Well, and you're going to have to get a little bit better blocking on the outside as well.
Williams awaits the shotgun snap, takes it here. He'll turn, he'll give to McMahon. McMahon weaseling through traffic. McMahon bounces this one, reverses field. He's got room to run across the 45-40, 35-30. McMahon still on his feet. Can he get to the end zone? Flag gets thrown, so this one might be coming back. To what extent, we don't know, as that flag gets thrown up near the 25-yard line. Probably a hold, but it should still be enough for a first down, I think, for McMahon. As that, again, flag gets thrown near the 25. He only needed the 45 of Rocky River for the first. And so a hold will go against the Middies. But again, given where that flag gets thrown at, should still be enough for a Midview first down. Oh, yeah, that's plenty, as they'll give him the 34-yard line. So still, you know, he ends up getting 20-plus yards on that play there, Craig.
A terrific play for the Midview Middies. They needed it. They're in Pirates territory now, and let's see if they can duplicate that. I thought I saw it was Hamoki or maybe it was Jace Wright come over and put a block that sprung him loose on the far side of the field. Kind of hard to tell, but it looked like it might have been either 13 or 15. There he goes.
Here goes McMahon again, looking to turn that corner. Shoestring tackle made by Rocky River. May have saved a touchdown, as McMahon had nothing but green turf in front of him if he wasn't tackled. And on that stop for Rocky River, I believe that was number 2, Michael Wargle. We've called his name a couple of times here tonight. We have Wargle, as he will actually check out of the ball game now. Tristan Hughes trots on in place of him. Hughes, really, they move him around defensively. They throw him at corner. They'll move him over to safety if need be. And, I mean, why not, right? When you have an athlete like that, you got to get him out there on the field defensively if you can. And so Midview now staring at 2nd and 1. Ball spotted at the Rocky River 25-yard line. So Midview, just like that, when, you know, they get stonewalled at the end of that third quarter on 4th and inches, you're watching Rocky River drive down the field, but one interception and a couple of big runs later, and they're right back on the attack. McMahon takes it here. He's got the first down across the 25, looking for the 20, and he gets wrestled down prior to that. Forward progress will net him the 22, so a gain of 3 on 2nd and 1 gives the Middies another fresh set of downs, Craig.
Didn't need a whole lot, just needed a couple of yards. Got it, new set of downs, back to work.
Boy, what a entertaining football game this has really shaped up to be tonight. There's a lot of conversation around the county on this one, Craig. Could Midview hang with the 5th-seeded Rocky River? Was Rocky River as good as their 5th seed may have indicated? There's a lot of chatter, I think, on that front. And so far, I mean, I've been impressed with Rocky River at times tonight, but a lot of credit goes to those Midview Middies, man. They have come to play on the road here tonight. They traveled well over from Grafton. Not that it was a 3-hour jaunt or anything like that, but hey, on Halloween, on a holiday like this, certainly nice to see the fans
nice crowd on the opposite
up.
field. Opposite side of the field.
McMahon looking up the middle, bounces this one right side and gets shoved out of bounds across the 20. They'll give him the 19, so a short gain of about 3 there for Marcus McMahon. But again, you just got to keep this drive moving forward, I think, if you're Midview. Where you get into trouble is if you take a sack, if you take a holding call, right? Any kind of negative play that gets you off schedule or behind the sticks, that's what you can't afford.
Sorry to interrupt. Do you consider a little play-action fake here and, maybe find a receiver over the middle? I mean, they're stacking the box every single time, and obviously because of McMahon, right? But at some point, you tried a little play-action fake to find a receiver. There you go.
Williams
That's not a play-action fake.
He'll look to throw here, and it's caught by his receiver. That is number 3, Zach Wallace, and a late flag gets thrown. Is that a face mask? As him and the defensive back got tangled up, spinning each other down to the ground, and was that because one of those guys in maroon had a handful of face mask, and I think that's exactly it. Face mask against the Pirates. So Wallace had the first down already with that catch. He'll get some extra yardage here. Now Midview, they're up to the 5-yard line, Craig. So a big play there for the Middies on multiple fronts.
They've got to secure the football.
Williams in the pistol here. McMahon's in the backfield with him. Homoki in that wing spot. Wallace and Newton, or check that. Gage Weaver and Newton split to his left. One receiver to Williams' right. He waits in the shotgun now. He gets it. He gives to McMahon. McMahon gets wrestled down in the backfield for a loss. Big play there by the Rocky River defense. Tristan Hughes just shot the gap, Craig, and really McMahon had no chance there. Hughes, he played it perfectly. He timed that up, worked his way downfield past the blockers. That's as easy a tackle as you might get right there.
You know, it's weird. Sometimes they make a great play like that for a loss or no gain, and then there's other times he just fires right through the hole for a big gain.
Yep. Worked out for Rocky River on that occasion. 2nd and goal now here for Midview at the Pirate 5-yard line. Rocky River clinging to a 14-7 lead halfway through this 4th quarter. Williams takes the shotgun snap under pressure, and down he goes.
Boy, I tell you what, looks obvious to the viewers, looks obvious to me. The right side is not working.
No.
Let's try something else.
Well, that was McMahon, rather. Check that. My apologies. Not Shea Williams. That was McMahon who took that one on the handoff, and he had nowhere to go. He lost 2 yards. 3rd and goal now here for Midview at the 7-yard line. Now, Craig, I think you really do got to explore trying to maybe put this football in the air. Do you maybe look at Gage Weaver one-on-one here with Michael Beebe? He looks like he may have an inch or two on him. But that's not typically who they go to through the air. Let's see. Shea Williams takes a low snap, handles it, looking for the end zone on the out route. It's caught. Touchdown, Midview. It's Zach Wallace.
What a play. Heck of a job by the Midview Middies to answer after the interception that was questionable. Go down the field, capitalize on the turnover, and they have a chance to tie this game up with 6:47 left to go.
Zach Wallace just beat his man. It was a simple out route, Craig. That's all it was. He had enough cushion. Just, run forward a couple of yards, plant that left foot in the turf, cut towards the pylon. Williams put it right on the money. And Midview, an extra point away from tying this football game up. Man, oh, man.
And the Middies are going for 2.
So they're going to go for 2. Good eyes, Craig, as I was writing down the touchdown there. Shea Williams under center. He'll turn. He'll give to McMahon. McMahon looking for the end zone. Is he going to get there? He does!
He's got it.
2-point conversion for Midview is good. Marcus McMahon punches it in, And Midview, just like that, has taken the lead here in the fourth quarter at Rocky River. 6:47 left to play in this football game. Again, Midview 15, Rocky River 14. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Stewart's Appliance. Family owned, locally trusted, and proud to support Lorain County. Whether it's a new fridge, washer, or stove, Stewart's is here for you. Stewart's Appliance, serving families, supporting community.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, this month you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down. Or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
So Midview goes 55 yards on 9 plays, and it's Zach Wallace capping off that scoring drive, a 3-yard touchdown reception off the arm of Shea Williams, and Marcus McMahon muscling, and I do mean muscling, his way into the end zone on that 2-point conversion attempt has given Midview the lead for the first time tonight. They are in front of the 5th-seeded Rocky River Pirates 15-14, and right now these Pirate fans are a little stunned. Kickoff here. End over end, fielded by Danny Berg at his own 15-yard line. Berg looking for a crease, cuts upfield. Berg turns the sideline, still up on his feet, now gets shoved out of bounds across the 45-yard line. And so once again, Rocky River will have tremendous field position with 6:39 left to play in this football game. So, you know, obviously you get to this point in the ball game, Craig, late fourth quarter, possession's at a premium, right? You don't know how many more times you're going to touch the football if you're Rocky River. This could very well be their last offensive drive, depending on how things go and depending on what Midview can do with it, if they get it back, if they still have the lead, right? Lots of different ways this fourth quarter can go, but you really, not that you never do in a playoff game, but you really got to start valuing each and every play, each and every yard at this point.
Well, you saw the Midview change up their defense a little bit in the second quarter. Instead of being conservative on defense and staying back, they started to bring their linebackers in. Let me get that play in.
Danny Berg, on the bubble screen. He's got about 9 yards or so.
They started to blitz a little bit more, and they started blitzing with their linebackers a little bit more, and it collapsed the pocket, and I think it made it just made it, that's not what I guess the Rocky River Pirates are used to, and they turned the ball over a couple times. They got a couple sacks, so on and so forth.
Sure.
Are they going to do that again? I don't know. Maybe so, but if you're able to, I think they saw that if you're able to get some pressure on Taylor, he might make a bad decision, and you might be able to pick up a sack, and that's what they're going to need because they already have the ball in Midview territory and plenty of time left on the clock. So I'd love to. I can't wait to see kind of how Midview approaches this defensively.
Thought we may have had a wounded down marker there for a second. They were having some trouble with the first half of the chain gang, but they got it standing over there. It is a 9-yard gain for Danny Berg. I think you're right, Craig. It'll be very interesting to see how Midview kind of approaches things defensively here. Rocky River already in Midi territory, now well into Midview territory. DeSalvo bouncing this one left side. He's got the first down and plenty more across the 35 near the 34-yard line. So a gain of 9 there for Joey DeSalvo. And that gives the Pirate offense another first down. I'll tell you what, DeSalvo, again, we've said it, he doesn't garner much offensive conversation around these parts. That belongs to Ryan Taylor and then his 3 tremendous wideouts in Hughes, Kennedy, and Berg. But DeSalvo, he can tote that rock when he needs to, and he did so in a good way there. 9 yards and a first down for his Rocky River team. 1st and 10 here for the Pirates at the 34-yard line of Midview. 6 minutes on the dot and counting left to play here in this ball game. Make sure you guys stick around for our post-game show tonight here as well. Taylor looking for Kennedy. He's got him across the middle. He's open inside the 20. And he will get to the 17, 18-yard line thereabouts. So a gain of about 17 there for Rowan Kennedy off the arm of Ryan Taylor. And that's a similar route that they've missed on a couple of times here tonight, right? That slant across the middle. Midview's kind of left that middle of the field open at times. Taylor just hasn't been able to deliver enough accurate footballs to make him pay for it, but he did nice there.
Well, he found a hole over the middle of the field, and he was lined up wide right as he is right here. Found the hole over the middle of the field and secured the pass.
It's a tough assignment for Peyton Ansel over here, one-on-one with Rowan Kennedy. No question about that.
Yes.
Taylor takes the shotgun snap. He'll turn. He'll give to Tristan Hughes. Hughes still on his feet, still loose. There goes Tristan Hughes. Bounces it to the outside. Hughes into the end zone. Touchdown, Rocky River. So just like that, the Pirates counter with a touchdown of their own. Tristan Hughes, 17 yards on the ground into the end zone. And just like that, Rocky River back out in front of this football game. Now, do they go for two? You would assume so, with 5:17 left to play in the ball game.
It's one of the best drives that River has had tonight. They needed to score. They wanted to go down the field and punch one in. The only question is did they leave too much time on the clock? If Midview gets decent field position, they could definitely run down the clock and march it in for a late touchdown.
Definitely the most efficient scoring drive we've
Yes.
seen from Rocky River here tonight. Here's the two-point conversion. Taylor to DeSalvo out of the backfield. He's looking for the end zone. Did he get there? No.
His knees are
DeSalvo
short.
brought down short as there were about 3 or 4 middies scrambling to rally down and tackle DeSalvo. He broke away from one but couldn't quite motor the rest of the way in, so it remains a 5-point game. With 5:15 left to play in the contest, our score, it is Rocky River 20, Midview 15. We'll be right back after this timeout.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
Back here at Rocky River High School, 5:10 left to play in this football game. Pirates with the lead once again. Tristan Hughes from 17 yards out, finding the end zone. Their two-point conversion was no good, so it remains a 5-point game. But boy, don't go anywhere. We got a thrilling 5 minutes and 10 seconds on deck for you guys. Rocco Nuosci, Craig Couch here with you on the WEOL.com and Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Game of the week. Gary Pelter, cameraman extraordinaire to our right, and Jared Kozar, producer extraordinaire, pulling out all the hats tonight, helping out our other streams. As a little pooch kick here from Rocky River is fielded by Gage Weaver at his own 30-yard line, and he does the smart, wise veteran move there. Doesn't try to pick it up and run with it, Craig. Instead, he just pounces on it, make sure his team will at least see the offensive side of the field, right? And that is where Midview will set up shop. They got 70 yards ahead of them to try to retake the lead in this football game. A touchdown would do it. And they got 5 minutes and 7 seconds to try to do that.
Well, this is where you got to talk to your offensive line, guys like Joseph Brown, guys like Braden Wiedemeyer, and say, hey, look, we need you to dig real deep on this one. You got to give me a couple holes that I could work with so we could get down the field. And the middies have been able to break a few long runs, and they're going to need a couple here for sure. But you don't want to leave too much time on the clock, so you don't have to do it all at once. You know what? 4 yards at a time would be perfectly fine.
Yeah. So we'll see what they got in view here offensively, as McMahon will start this drive on the inside carry, and he's out across the 30. Well, that's where they started the play. And he's got maybe about 2 yards, if that, as McMahon has run hard here tonight, and he has run a lot. Those are going to be some tired legs on number 2 in white come tomorrow morning, but he wants to be worrying about a date with Revere next Friday come tomorrow morning. He doesn't want to be worrying about the offseason ahead. So his guys doing everything they can right now. McMahon is senior, so there really is no offseason ahead for him. This would be it. And all these seniors on either side. That's what makes the emotions run so high in playoff matchups like this, as you know very well, Craig Couch. 2nd and 8 here for quarterback Shea Williams. Takes the shotgun snap. Williams cocks back. He fires deep down the field, and it's incomplete. But a flag gets thrown right at midfield, and let's see what that is. And they're going to say that's against Rocky River. A hold is going to go against the Pirates. I think maybe they got 26, Rocco Bayon, the sophomore. He was the only one really in the area of the penalty. I'm not sure who he was matched up with, but some sort of illegal contact in that defensive secondary. A hold, they'll say, the officials. That's what they didn't like. And so defensive holding will give Midview a free 10 yards and a free first down with 4:18 left to play in this
Not a lot of
game.
time left in the ball game, but that's something that you could tuck in your back pocket if you need it here. Zachary Wallace was able to put a couple steps, and get loose and a more accurate pass, and there's 7 on the board.
I think it's Wargill that he's working on that far side of the field. Check that. That's Michael Beebe that he's working on, who is not somebody that teams typically try to pick on. As Williams will turn and give this one to McMahon. McMahon a couple of cuts here and nothing doing. He was trying to let Braden Hamoki develop the blocking in front of him, but Rocky River played it well. Multiple white hats rallying down to the point of attack and bringing down McMahon for a gain of maybe a yard. Well, they'll say 2. So 2nd and 8 here for Midview at their own 44-yard line, under 4 to play now. So this could quickly turn into, last offensive drive for Midview territory, depending on how these next couple of snaps may go.
Each team still has 3 timeouts.
That's big. 3 receivers, a back, and a tight end for quarterback Shea Williams. In the shotgun, takes the snap. 4-man rush. He looks deep down the field, throwing this one into double coverage, and it's just not there. As that one was over the head of receiver Brennan Newton. Good coverage there on the backside by Rocky River. And so now 3rd and long, the situation. As Rocco Bayon was one of those 2 for the Pirates in coverage. I believe Beebe, the other man, back there as well. So 3rd and 8 for Midview at their own 44-yard line. And again, obviously 4-down territory here for the Middies. So you figure you got to get something here on 3rd and 8, because 4th and 8 certainly is a low percentage in terms of trying to convert. So really got to get some positive yards, I think, here if you're the Midview offense. What does OC Seamus Higley have in his bag of tricks here? Williams takes the shotgun snap. He'll turn. He'll give to McMahon. McMahon bounces off one tackle, breaks away from another, across the 50, and he gets tripped up past the 45. And, yeah, that chuckle there, Craig, is one knowing that if that was, I believe, number 3, Jeff Maslar, that trips up McMahon. If he doesn't do that, right, if he doesn't get part of McMahon's cleats there with his hands, McMahon's off and running. Instead, it's just a 1st down. Now Midview into Rocky River territory at the Pirate 44-yard line. Under 3:15 now to play. Man, this end of the 4th quarter is scurrying along, my friend. Midview looking to steal one here on the road and book a date with Revere next Friday. Rocky River trying to end their home finale with a bang. McMahon takes this one, and he gets wrestled down by a sea of red. A sea of maroon, rather, as multiple red jerseys rallied down to stop him. Stephen McHenry, a couple of others in on that stop. We've said McHenry's name a couple of times here tonight. Thomas Hurt in there as well. 2nd and 12 after McMahon loses 2.
Yeah, the River defense really trying to step up here late in the ball game. Midview still with a ways to go. Not impossible by any means with 3 timeouts left, 2:26 on the clock.
And they're taking their time in between snaps. I mean, I think they want to make this last drive of the game, essentially.
Yep.
Newton, the man in motion. Instead, McMahon carries it. McMahon looking for some wiggle room, and it closed quickly as he gets past that original line of scrimmage. He's up near the 42, so a gain of about 4 there for McMahon will make this 3rd and 8 as we tick down under 2 minutes left to play in this first-round playoff matchup. What a ball game it's been tonight here at Rocky River High School. Hope the rest of Division III Region 10 lives up to this for the rest of the tournament season.
All right, so what do you do here, Rocco? Do you go to the short side of the field, or there's a lot of room over there to the right?
Yeah.
Does McMahon have the wheels to get over there and turn the corner?
I mean, that's Hamoki lined up over there. You figure they probably try to follow him. Instead, they'll look to throw. Williams looking deep down that far sideline. Dangerous pass, and it's Michael Beebe able to get a hand on it and force the incompletion. Zach Wallace was the intended receiver, and so now gut check time for the Middies. 4th and 8 at the Rocky River 42-yard line. Pirates fans getting on their feet here on this home sideline. They can sense it.
Can you send Brennan out for a quick little maybe hook? Little 9-yard hook?
Well, you're going to have one-on-one somewhere, I think. Rocky River loads that box as they've done all night. 8 maroon jerseys in on that box. 3 receivers for Midview. They've got 1 defender lined up against each. This is straight cover 0, man-to-man coverage, baby. 4th and 8 here for Midview. Ball game here. Williams looking on the comeback route, and he's got his receiver. Does he have the first down? It's all going to come down to the spot. And does he have it? Ethan Stout, his first catch tonight. And let's see. I don't know. He needs the 41. That spot it's right at the 41. He's in between that and the 40, or is he? I mean, it is right at that line to gain, and this is going to be the spot of all spots, my friend. This is the spot of all spots.
I thought when he caught that, if you give him where he caught it, I thought he had it.
And we're going to get a measurement. Ethan Stout, he caught it. It looked to be, I'm kind of with you on that, Craig. This isn't us trying to show our, Lorain County bias. I know we cover more Midview than we do Rocky River, certainly being.
Well, how many people from Rocky River do you think are watching right now?
Yeah, right.
Maybe a couple.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be surprised.
I mean, when he caught it, I thought maybe he had it. Problem is he kind of came back toward the ball as he did. And let's see, big spot here, no good.
Oh, wow.
He is short. Rocky River will take over with 1:21 left to play in the contest. Midview does have all 3 timeouts, but a first down. No, they have 2 timeouts. Thank you. They still have 3 on the scoreboard for them, but I think Jared Kozar is right. Midview down to just 2 timeouts.
Wow.
And so Rocky River takes over. What a stop by the Pirate defense. Is that going to be enough to get Rocky River out of here with a win? I don't know.
Yeah, by the smallest of margins.
Yeah.
Maybe I am biased. Well, I'll admit I am. I went to Midview.
Yeah, you are a Middy, man. You are a Middy.
I'm a little biased, and I'm allowed to be. I don't know. Again, I thought that he had it, but oh well.
Heck of a job by Ethan just to hang on to that football. I'll tell you that.
You got to catch it first, right?
So now Rocky.
Good stop there.
Yeah, Rocky River a first down away from ending this as Tristan Hughes takes it and gets a yard up to the 36-yard line. And so they still have 3 timeouts on that scoreboard for Midview. They'll take another, the Middies. And so this is a battle of press box and Jared Kozar. Jared said there was just 2 prior to Midview taking that one, and they still don't knock one off the tally. Yeah. Could be a good point. Maybe there was an official's timeout that we mistaken for a
called timeout. They still haven't switched it though.
They still got 3.
There might just be 1 timeout.
So it could be any amount of timeouts for Midview. They could have none for all we know. Who's to say really? We'll flip a coin. Armstrong number between 1 and 10. Wells number between 1 and 10. All right, so now they're down to 2. So Midview, I guess, did have all 3 timeouts. Now they're down to 2. 2nd and 9 here for Rocky River. So Pirates, I mean, you still got to get a first down here to put this game on ice. Taylor takes the shotgun snap. He'll take it himself right side. Taylor looking for some more yardage, still working downfield. And, did he run out of bounds? No, he didn't. He stayed in bounds as Hamoki came running over last minute to give him a shove, as did Braden Armold. And so Midview, will have to take that 2nd timeout. 3rd and we'll call it 7 here, maybe 6.5 for Rocky River after the timeout. So Midview, you need obviously at least one more stop here on 3rd down. And if you don't get it in your Rocky River, obviously the decision I think would depend pretty heavily on what this 3rd down play nets you. If you lose yardage, I think you punt it away. But, if this turns into a 4th and 1, a 4th and 2, do you go for it to try to put this ball game away, or do you punt it away and trust your defense?
Tell you what, that's a really good question. I would say punt it away.
That's what I'm.
Midview's not a.
They're not a fast
strike
scoring
fast
offense.
team.
No. And without timeouts, I mean, you're really putting them in a bind. But a 3rd and 6 to go before decision-making time comes. Ryan Taylor takes the shotgun snap. He's going to run it left side. He's got some blocking in front of him. Now he reverses field. He's losing yards. Taylor wheezing his way through traffic and now finally gets brought down at the 35-yard line. I said wheezing his way. He was weaving his way. He might be wheezing his way as well with how hard he's been huffing and puffing and running here tonight. He was weaving his way through traffic and got brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Lost some yards there. So with 56 seconds, Midview will take that 3rd and final timeout. So if Rocky River does punt this football away, Midview, you're going to have just under 50 seconds by the time the punt ends and is downed and everything to try to score. Not impossible, but very tough, Craig. As you said, they don't move fast down the field. That's just not the way this offense is built. And there's nothing wrong with that, but that's just the problem here when you're down late and out of timeouts, and again, you're going to have less than a minute to go.
So how hard do you go after the punter? I mean, you don't want to get flagged for roughing a kicker, but how hard do you go after the punter?
Sure.
I mean, if you could get just a fingertip on the punt, that could be a big difference in terms of your field position.
Well, I don't think they're going to come after it really at all. No, they won't. They'll just kind of half-heartedly send 4 as fielding this one is Zach Wallace at his own 35-yard line. Wallace working his way upfield across the 45. There was a big block on the back end of that play. That was Peyton Ansel, who just shoved, I believe, Nathan Ishmael, number 17, for Rocky River, down to the turf. Pirate fans looking for a block in the back. My eyes turned towards Wallace, so I'm not sure the angle at which they collided. But again, these Pirate fans have seen a number of big holding calls go against them here tonight. So, Peltomania down there? Any, missed call there from the, okay, well, that settles that. Pelt very confident. And a confident Pelt is a confident all of us. I'll tell you that much. So I think the officials maybe missed one there. You know, right? I mean, someone in here's got to be confident with what they're doing. It's not us. So.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
First and 10 here from Midview at their own 45-yard line. They got to get moving downfield in a hurry. Screen play here to McMahon. McMahon runs out of bounds after gaining about a yard.
Maybe.
So, you know, they're just taking what the defense gave them, but you can't really do that for too much longer as you're down to 40 seconds now. 2nd and 9 it'll be. Midview at their own 45-yard line still.
Well, you got to imagine that maybe you could hit something over the middle, right? Because one thing that Rocky River doesn't want you to do is be able to go out of bounds.
Sure.
So you look for maybe something over the middle, then you got to run down there and spike the ball.
Do you look for Zach Wallace? I know you've mentioned it. He's had a step on the defensive back on more than one occasion here tonight. They do look for him here. Ball popped into the air. Wallace catches it. He probably should have just let that hit the turf. Now he's going to lose yards, and that clock's going to roll. I know the instinct is to catch it, but that's a tough break there. Zach Wallace, that ball got popped up into the air, and he should have just tried to bat it down to the turf. Instead, he's going to lose 5 yards, and he's going to lose about 20 seconds of clock as well. We're down to 15 seconds. Shea Williams in the shotgun. Williams cocks back, fires downfield, looking for a man, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted by Rowan Kennedy, and the Pirates are going to win it here at home at Rocky River. And the Pirates are going to have a date with Revere 1 week from today. Heartbreak for the Midview Middies, who had taken the lead on the 2-point conversion. They let Rocky River go right back down and score, and the Pirates get one more defensive stand that will net them a home playoff victory here on Halloween. What a game, Craig. What a ball game.
It was a great game, and you got to give a lot of credit to Rocky River. They stayed with their game plan. They didn't switch up. They needed points, and they got them when they needed them most. I thought Midview played a heck of a ball game. Rocky River came into the ball game averaging 40 points per contest. They're going to win the game having scored 20. And I think that both teams played just a terrific game. And like I said to you, if you would have asked most people before the game who was going to win and what the score would be, I think a lot of people just looking at the records would have said River by 20. But obviously that's not the case. Midview stepped up. They played a great ball game. And, you know, you got to feel for the seniors. As the referees, the officials are getting a Brooklyn cheer as they leave the field. But a great game, and pleasure to do it with you, Rocco.
Yeah, no, it's always fun doing it with you, Craig. No doubt about that. And I mean, again, we talked about it. Our station in Lorain County, right? We follow Midview closely over the years. Rocky River just outside of our coverage area, so we know a lot of our viewers and listeners were tuning in, hoping to see the Middies steal one here on the road. But I tell you what, man, hats off to Jack Armstrong. Not only a tremendous season, but really a tremendous job that he's been doing this you know, not just this season, but this stint as the Middies head football coach. I mean, he gets a lot out of the guys that come out and play for him. Not that there's not a lot to work with, right? We know Midview, they tote some athletes over there, no question about that. But he gets a lot out of his guys, and boy, I tell you what, man, he nearly stole a road playoff win here in Rocky River tonight, and I know that's going to be a emotion-filled, you know, post-game talk between Coach Armstrong and his guys over there.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, you can hear me. I'm just letting my breath out because, you know, it was an enjoyable game to do, and you know, you feel bad for the Middies having you know, to come out here and lose that game like that. I think that they will probably, if they do decide to look at the tape, someone will watch the tape, I'm sure, and say, you know what, that's one that we could have had. But you went up against a good Rocky River team who did what they were supposed to do or expected to do here at home. And I give Midview a lot of credit. Defensively, I thought they played very well. I don't know how many yards McMahon had, but it was an absolute ton.
A lot.
And
I'll tell you that.
You know, Midview didn't. They stuck to their game plan too. They knew what they were, and they almost went on the road and got a win.
Close, but no cigar for the Midview Middies here tonight as their season comes to a close. And for Rocky River, congratulations to head coach Josh Wells and his Pirates. They get a date with 4th-seeded Revere 1 week from tonight. There's Peltomania getting us here on the post-game action. We weren't lying. They got us right outside the press box here to the left. We battled the conditions. So I'll tell you what, with us battling the conditions, why don't we waste no more time, Craig, and get to our post-game show as we'll go into the scoring recap, look at some scores from around the area. Jared, I saw you messing with the ticker over there, so I'm sure we might have some finals and some of our other playoff matchups, and we will get on out of here. Again, a final here tonight from Rocky River. The season ends for the Midview Middies. Pirates a winner over Midview 20-15. We'll be right back with the post-game show.
Fall is the season of change, and when things change in your life, be sure you have the best protection for what matters most to you. At the Cobos Insurance Agency, we're committed to helping you select the best insurance to accommodate the changing needs in your life. That's why Cobos recommends Ohio Mutual Insurance Group. Since 1901, Ohio Mutual has been keeping the promises that secure dreams. Find us online at CobosINS.com. We'd love to help evaluate your insurance needs and recommend the best coverage from the best companies like Ohio Mutual.
High school football in Lorain County is all about tradition, pride, and community, and that's what Stewart's Appliance is built on. For generations, Stewart's has been the family-owned appliance store you can count on for quality products and personal service. From refrigerators to washers, ovens to dishwashers, Stewart's has what you need to keep your home running. Proud to support Lorain County and proud to support high school sports. Stewart's Appliance, where community comes first.
Are you undecided about your future and overwhelmed by the options? Well, don't worry, you're not alone. Lorain County Community College has helped thousands of students just like you find their future career. From short-term training programs to transfer options all the way to bachelor degrees, our programs are designed to set you up for future success. Lorain County Community College, your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford this month, you choose. Right now, get the Escape, Mach-E, Mustang, or Bronco Sport for only $399 a month with 0 down, or the Bronco, Explorer, or F-150 for just $499 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
All right, well, it is a final here at Rocky River High School. The season for the Midview Middies comes to a disappointing close here this evening. Not disappointing, Craig Couch, from the standpoint of, they played poorly or anything like that, but really just disappointing in the fact that, and you said it right before we broke there, I think they're going to watch this one back at some point and think, man, we had a lot of opportunities to try to win that football game. It's just one more play here or there, maybe nets Jack Armstrong a road playoff victory here tonight, but not meant to be, and as it always is in these games, someone's got to win, someone's got to lose, right?
Well, it's never easy to win on the road, even in the regular season, no matter who you're playing, right? But you go on the road first game in week 1 of the playoffs, and no question about it. I think that Midview River was definitely favored to win the game, but Midview showed that they belong in this game, and like you said, almost came away with a win. Almost isn't good enough, I understand, but they played a really good ball game. And you know what? They weren't penalized for a ton of yards. Yeah, there were a couple penalties here and there, but they weren't penalized for a ton of yards. What can you say about Marcus McMahon and the season he's had? Just tremendous. He capped it off with a tremendous game here tonight. I don't think the young man could have done much more. So tip your cap, no doubt, to Rocky River. They got the win, and they deserved it.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything sneaky about it. There wasn't any trickery. They deserved the win. They went out there and they got it. But hats off to the Midview Middies who came in here tonight and I think performed about as well as they possibly could.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Just quickly looking at the second half scoring recap, as this was a 7-7 ball game at the half. Tristan Hughes gave Rocky River a third quarter lead with a 17-yard touchdown run, or I'm sorry, rather a 26-yard touchdown run. But credit Midview, they came right back. Zach Wallace, a 3-yard touchdown catch. The 2-point conversion from Marcus McMahon, successful, gave Midview a 15-14 lead. And so, you're starting to look around and think, uh-oh, can they really pull this one off? But Hughes, then a 17-yard touchdown run on the ensuing Rocky River drive. Only took them about a minute and a half to get down the field. They went for 2, didn't get it, made it 20-15, and you saw there on that final drive, coming up short for Midview, Shea Williams intercepted by Rowan Kennedy. They had come up empty on the offensive drive before that. They did get a stop to try to get one last grasp there, but ultimately it falls short and they lose tonight 20-15. Again, Rocky River, they advance onto the second round. They got a date with 4th-seeded Revere next Friday night. Do quickly want to shout out the Midview seniors. I think this would be a nice touch here. And I know there's more than just a couple, so we'll go quickly here. But Marcus McMahon, Zach Wallace, Ethan Stout, Carson Morris, Mateo Rodriguez, Shea Williams, Gage Weaver, Braden Hamoki, Caden Vogelpool, Christopher Payne, Braden Armold, Spencer Payne, Joseph Brown, Devin Camargo, David Lovelace, Leo Swarinski, Braden Wiedenmeyer, Luke Douglas, Jerry Stewart, Xavier Young, and Caden Vanya, the graduating senior Midview Middies. And there's a lot of names that we know very well on that list that I just rattled off. And hats off to them, not only a tremendous season, but tremendous careers as Midview Middies, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going down that list, and I'm thinking, wow, that's a lot of talent that they're going to have to
How many times do we say this name and that name? And not only just for football, right? Basketball. And we'll see a lot of these kids, for hoop season when that rolls around, and then baseball in the spring as well. But it's tough. It is tough watching the senior class go, especially for the local schools that, we cover each and every week. We talk to these guys. So great stuff all around.
Yeah, congratulations to those young men, by the way. For a terrific senior season. Well, I maybe I shouldn't necessarily say it. I don't want to oversell it, but they came in here, they played a great ball game, and there's nothing that they're not going to leave. They should not leave this field with their heads down.
No.
They played a great ball game.
They certainly did. No question about that. So that'll pretty much do it for us here tonight. Do got some thank yous to give out before we say goodbye. I know we had some scores from around the area as well. I know Clearview ended up getting rolled a bit by Sandusky Perkins, so Clearview's season comes to a close. I know Olmsted Falls got a win over Fremont Ross. We pass along scores over there, Jared?
Yeah, flip over to Stream 3. Cloverleaf in a tight ball game. 42-35, I think is what you said, Jared.
All right.
Stream 3 if you're on the app.
All right, so Cloverleaf and Bay in a tight one on our Stream 3. So once again, I'll thank our sponsors, and we'll get on out of here. Nick Abraham, Elyria Ford at the corner of Route 57 and East Broad Street. Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company. Cobos Insurance Center, your Ohio Mutual Insurance Group agent. Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. And Stewart's TV and Appliance, 468 Cleveland Street in Elyria. Big thanks to Midview Midi head coach Jack Armstrong, getting us roster stats starters, not only tonight, but all season long. Again, congratulations to him on a fantastic season. And a big thanks to Josh Wells, head coach at Rocky River, and congratulations to him as well for moving on. He did the same, though. Roster stats, starters, all that good stuff. And athletic director Mark Wagner here at Rocky River for being kind enough to host us, get us nice and situated here just to the left of the press box. So we certainly appreciate the hospitality. So for everybody here at Rocky River, for our team of Gary Pelter, Jared Kozar, Craig Couch, and myself, Rocco Nuosci, one more time, your final score here from Rocky River. The Pirates advance on to the second round. They knock off Midview and end the season for the Middies, 20-15, the final score. Head on over to Stream 3, folks. Have a great Friday night. Enjoy the rest of that Cloverleaf and Bay game, and we'll see you, along with Jared Kozar and Tommy Evans, tomorrow morning on the Nick Abraham Saturday Sports Wrap-Up Show. We'll see you then.